Yeah, I mean, this is the proving ground. You want your opportunity, well, here it is. It makes it definitely for a fascinating dynamic.
What was that little nugget you gave us? The rising tide
lifts all boats.
Rising tide lifts all boats. I'm
Yes.
going to use that. I've written that down and I've put an asterisk on it. I like that.
But as you say, some of the girls are like gaining confidence as they're going along, and that's the main crux of any of the juniors that are coming through. If they can gain confidence as they're going along, build up their capacity of forming different positions and going to different positions and trying that way out is the best way for all the girls, not just one or two.
Absolutely, and both teams out on the ground now going through their final almost before we get a first bounce today. Liam, you're bubbling away there. You're chomping in the bit.
I was just going to say, back to the point about how players get more of a crack at a VFL level, even if you start to rise up and build your skills even more, even with expansion clubs of AFLW coming in, if you turn heads out here, you never know where you could end up.
Yep.
You can end up on a Sydney list, you can end up on a Port Adelaide list, you can end up on a Hawthorn list.
You never know who's watching.
Exactly right. There's people here today that have just started to turn up. You don't know where they're from, who they're here to watch, or what they're doing.
Exactly right. Scouts out in the field too.
A lot of scouts around.
Now, speaking of the AFLW as well, and Pete's given us a thumbs up, the YouTube stream is up and about. So VFLW.tv, VFLW.tv, wharfradio.com as well if you want to listen to the live stream here at the ground. It's 89.1 FM, but welcome into all our YouTube viewers. Make sure you leave a live chat on the comment section too. So we like getting involved with the audience too. We did in Carlton Players, and there were a few lively comments getting up and about in the chat section there. So make sure you leave a few interesting nuggets. Try and leave some sayings too. Katie's already come up with one today.
That helps, doesn't it?
Drop some knowledge. Slide into our comments. Go for it, guys.
Love it, definitely. Speaking of this AFLW expansion, Sydney coming into the fold very, very soon, and there are rumours. Well, apparently one of the Irish papers has said that Sarah Rowe has showed some interest in the Sydney team. So maybe they've got a big bag full of cash for Sarah Rowe. Katie,
that's not the only. They may well secure the bag on that one, but I think in terms of Sydney, they're not the only New South Wales club making a bit of a stir. Isabel Huntington, of course, linked in a midweek report, I think by Dan Cherney at Code Sports, looking at Isabel Huntington making a shock switch over to GWS. So, I mean, it's silly season's fast approaching us, I think, in the women's, and it's I think everything's sort of all over the place at the moment, particularly with the August start to the season. I think it's caused a lot of bit of a stir. It's causing a lot of clubs to try and get set as quick as possible in terms of securing their squads and all of that. So, what a time! Yeah, what a time! And some Amy Whelan, of course, one of the many secured by Sydney this week.
Do you think that, I know it's such a hot topic, but has the time for expansion come too quickly? I think everybody's saying yes, but they've still gone with it.
Build it and they will come. I'm sorry. At this point, there's no perfect time for anyone to be ready. I think it's just a matter of getting those opportunities at an elite level, get as much talent exposed to that. And it's really, I know it's sink or swim, but it's more, there's no perfect time for expansion. There's never going to be. And I think that build it and they will come approach, I think, is the best one that the AFL can take at the moment.
So both captains as well, just Alan before toss of the coin as well. But Alan,
they're similar, I think, when the men's point of view, how they built theirs up early in their career going to Sydney. They're trying to do the same thing here now, which is great, and that's how Sydney's built their side up over the last couple of years.
So Ali Build has won the toss, and Carlton will kick to the legend stand end of the ground here at Icon Park. But we'll get down to Jono. Jono down on the boundary. What are conditions like down there, mate? It looks like a cracker.
Conditions are indeed a cracker. Absolutely phenomenal, as I say quite a bit. Down here as well, I came here reasonably early in the morning, and very dewy conditions greeted us here at Icon Park, but that has since subsided. Absolutely perfect conditions underfoot here, Paul.
Mate, make sure you get that sunscreen on as well, mate. It's a very, very warm day out there.
I think I actually need to get the singlet chain going on, actually.
Jono down on the boundary doing some great work.
Just ask Jono how the breezes are doing either end.
Yeah, any breeze, Jono?
I mean, not really. There is just a bit going left of screen, which I can see that wide Beal elected to kick to the left of screen. But otherwise, I mean, it's very minor. I don't think it's going to play that much of an impact on the game.
You can see
this
those
early.
You can see those trees down there, the palm trees at the back there. They are still as statues at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So it just goes to show. Gee, you wonder back in the day whether the players out here looked at the palm trees for guidance.
No, there was a big stand called the Robert Heatley stand out there. It's come knocked down, and those facilities are about to they're being put together very hastily at the moment, Jono.
I mean, back by back in the day, I probably mean maybe about 5 or 6 years ago.
Long time ago, mate. It's been a long time since the Blue Baggers have been making this their fortress. But no, Jono, we'll get back to you when the game is on. All the best, mate, and make sure you ascertain a nice spot down there on the boundary.
Thank you very much, mate. I'll take the umpire's box again this time, I reckon.
Jono down there on the boundary doing some great work for VFLW.TV. WharfRadio.com as well. If you're at the ground, it's 89.1 FM. Live stream is up and about on the website too. We'll go through tips as both teams get into their positions for this round 6 clash. Liam, tip and by how much?
I'll say Carlton by, I'll go a couple of goals.
Yep. Katie?
Got to go with the Pies by a couple of goals myself.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Actually, I know the Pies are short in numbers and whatever, but I think they're going to go full out with it. I reckon they might just get up.
I'm going to go Carlton by 3
No,
goals.
yeah, but
Jono, we got a tip for you?
I'm going to say it's going to be the Pies by 15 points. And just another observation as well. Is this the first time perhaps the Pies have worn a clash strip that has the numbers on the front this time? Nike have obviously given in, and you've got the numbers on the front. So there you go. It might help
Finally
you too.
got it.
Makes it easier for up in the box. And here we go. Liam Vertigan to get us underway.
Thank you very much, Paul. We are underway here at Icon Park. Both ruckmen fought a little bit of a draw there. The ball's just bobbling around the centre square at the moment. No one can really gain possession of the football. Now Carlton will. The ball wasn't 15 there. Taking the ball was Murphy. She got a kick away. The ball
Someone
goes
down at the back.
inside forward 50. Keep an eye on that for us, Alan, if you could, please.
Yep.
Ball bobbling around about 35 out from goal. Quick kick came to the hands of Wood. She was dispossessed pretty quickly, and now Collingwood can bring it out to near the outer side of the defensive 50 here now with the ball picked up by Hallett. She took a couple on. She could be in a little bit of trouble there. The umpire will pay holding the ball.
And the player down's Lily Goss.
In the hands of the trainers
Yes,
there
at the
too.
moment.
As
Haven't done nothing yet.
Vanessa Murphy has the footy.
I reckon it could be knee. It could be
Either
knee by
knee
the
or an
looks of
ankle,
it.
yes.
By the looks of it, yes, it is. Knee. It's very propped up here in the centre of the ground of Icon Park. I'll have more to say shortly.
Keep an eye on that, Jono. Thank you.
Murphy kicked to the top of the square, went through the hands of her teammate and Cow, and it's in a pretty dangerous spot here for Collingwood. It's about 10 metres out from goal. The umpire's bobbling the ball around, touched on the line.
Touch.
Oh, Katie went up very early. That was goalkeeper-like. If only the Italians had that a couple of nights ago, I'll tell you that much. We're away early.
Now.
Top that.
Now.
Just hang on a minute.
My new favourite play-by-play commentator, Liam Vertigan, everybody.
I can easily turn your mics off, guys. So play gets back underway, and the Pies will clear it up towards half-back. And it goes over the head there of Murphy. She couldn't take the mark. Trying to kick the ball off the ground was Jarvis. Blues do okay, though. Running through the contest was Nicolau. Kick up towards the top of the square. It's going to fall out the back. Fell towards a lap there of Cow when she tried to pick it up. Pies defenders do well. Kick around the body is okay. And the juggly mark. Take a go back with the flight is Georgia Ricano. She's in the back pocket for the Pies.
Quickly, I think her knee was the problem again. It was heavily strapped prior to the game, and I think it's the same thing.
Jono down on the boundary there. Any update there on Lily Goss at the moment?
She's just come off. She's just being checked out. At the moment, that ankle's raised, so it could be the ankle. But then again, as Alan said, very unlucky to have the same leg affected that's had the knee strapped. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, Jono there down on the boundary. Harding with the footy now in the middle of the ground, goes short, finds a teammate that time. Nicely taken there. That is Corbine-Ville. She'll bring it out to the outer side. Bit of a dangerous kick coming off the interchange bench was Robertson. She'll intercept the ball, but getting to the ball first and getting there, putting the body on the line was Ricardo once again. And the Carlton Footy Club will bring it back towards the middle of the ground now, although it was a genuine 2-0-2. The umpires found a free kick for pushing the back and will go the way of the Blues.
You have got a Collingwood player down now.
And it'll go to Maddie Wilson. So Wilson will elect to switch it to the middle of the ground on that outer side. Picking up the ball on the bounce there was Thornycroft. Couldn't find one of her teammates. Now Collingwood with a real chance going forward here. Just pitches in front of Jock. She's still running after the footy. She's harassed by one of the Carlton players. Does very, very well. Gets a little dribbler on the way towards goal. And it's rushed through for a touch through for a behind. And scores are now at 1 behind apiece. We go on a couple of minutes here in the first quarter.
I'm not sure who it was with the Collingwood, but seemed to kick. When she got kicked the hand over the top, it might have been a wrist or an arm injury there.
So resulting kick in will be taken by Gert. She plays on immediately. Her kick outside defensive 50. It's not the greatest of kicks, and intercepting coming across there for the Pies is Matilda Zander. On the outer side here at Icon Park, Pies lead at 1 behind 1 point to the Blues yet to score. Umpire tells her to go. It's a low darting ball inside 50. Not the greatest of kicks. Thornycroft there for the Blues. Was wrapped up. Little handball was okay. Jarvis tried to step inside her opponent. Thornycroft had her kick smothered. Borg picked it up. Good handball. Now the Blues are away through the middle. Honeybun. Good kick inside. It just went over the head of her intended target. Now it's a foot race. Pies and Blues. Who can win out? The Blues win out. They go inside forward 50. One-on-ones everywhere here for Carlton. Leading the race for the Blues there was Mia Cowan. She's wrapped up as soon as she won the football. Pies defenders do well. In there was Katie Lee. Ball fell back in the lap of Cowan. She got a handball back to Wilson. It's all about 30 metres out from the Carlton goal. Pies defenders do well, and they can rebound here off half-back and taking the mark. Outside defensive 50 is Demi Hallett, broadcast side.
Hallett there with the footy, with that distinctive blue in the hair. Stands out from anyone else. Kicks down the line to about a 2-on-1 favouring the Blues. No one could bring it down in the marking contest there. And it's going to be wrapped up here, you would imagine, just about on dead centre wing here. Broadcast side, where the score is 1 behind each at 2. Gone about 5 or 6 minutes in the first quarter.
Guys, just a quick one. It's Monique De Matteo off for the Pies. Might have just got a bit of finger jarring as they're currently on ice at the moment.
Thank you very much, Jono, there on the boundary. You've been very, very busy early on, son. Hopefully you don't get a sore throat early on. Collingwood have the footy now on dead centre wing. Zander had the footy. She kicks inboard, but unfortunately be cut off by Klingbeil for the Blues. She just takes a few seconds to settle things down and try and find a target here. She plays on, runs towards a little bit towards the middle of the ground, but that's a good kick too, actually. Just about came off, but went through the hands of her teammate and Wilson. Now they butter up and go again a little bit here, the Blues. They've just about got control of the footy in the middle of the ground. It was there by Honeybun. She had it. Gave it over the top to Klingbeil again. She'll kick the ball inside forward 50. It's a 2-on-1 favouring Collingwood here. Getting a little bit of a fist in the way there that time was Harding. And now Collingwood will come away with the ball through Bowie.
So Bowie, she kicks it up towards centre half forward. Jocks her target. Got in front. Couldn't take the mark. Juggled along. Well defended by Kalevsky. Goes back in there again. Jock, little handball was okay. Harding came in there. She went back and won possession, did Jock. She's been lively early. Gurr for the Blues, though, trying to mop up the mess. Just bounced away from her. Thornycroft with a calm, cool, collected head. Good kick. And now the Blues are away here through Abby Jordan. She's got targets in the middle. The kick's a shocker, though. Skewed off the side of the boot. And the Pies can rebound here through centre wing. Short, low, darting ball is okay. Just bounced away from Sarah King. Blues do well with their pressure, and it's going to be a throw. It's going to be a free kick to the Blues. They'll win it here in the centre. Free kick will be taken by Abby Jordan. She's got a target out wide here, Vanessa Murphy calling for it. She ignores that. She decides to come into the middle. Her target there is Eliza Wood. She had to split 4 Collingwood players, and she did. Got the handball over the top, not the best of handballs. Honeybun had to go back to retrieve it at half forward. She's wrapped up immediately there. And the Collingwood defenders do well, although the ball falls out the way of the Blues. Robertson inside forward 50. It's going to come off the side of her boot and go out of bounds on the full. Stephanie Lawrence was there chasing it for the Blues, but the Pies will regain possession in the back pocket.
So Collingwood, they're doing quite well just to withstand the Carlton attack at the moment. They've brought the footy out on to the Princess Park side, and the mark has been taken that time. I can't quite pick out who that one is.
Sarah King.
That was Sarah King.
King's got the footy. Thank you very much. She'll kick towards the middle of the ground. The mark there taken that time by Zander. She'll play on. Kick to the middle. That's a nice kick. Teammate just dropped the mark she should have taken, but did really well just to kick, regain possession of the footy, kick forward. Or Jock takes a mark and plays on. Has a bounce. Could be within range. Kicking to the admin side at the end. It's going to bounce through.
It's got through.
First goal of the afternoon to Collingwood through Jock. A magnificent mark. Had a little run and got within about 30 out and dribbled it through for a goal. Jono, down to you on the boundary.
Yeah, good stuff by Dejouk there. Just a quick update on Lily Goss. It does appear to be that knee that's been strapped up. She's on her feet at the moment, which is good signs, but they're still in the hands of the trainers at the moment. Probably be off for the rest of the quarter at this stage.
Big loss there for the Blues. Needed all hands at the deck if they were going to win this one today. They're pushing uphill early after that early goal. But brilliant start to this, I have to say. Both sides, end-to-end sort of stuff, transitions. Both sides putting a lot of pressure on. Collingwood just able to exploit that, and Jock has been quite the presence so far. Outstanding focal point for the Pies early on in this first quarter.
So back underway in the middle here. Hallett, one possession for the Pies, although they went without it. Thornycroft in there for the Blues. She's been prolific for them this season. Clearing kick inside forward 50. Lawrence led the race for the football. Her centering kick is okay, does it really well. Eliza Wood takes the mark, probably too far out to score. She's around about 45 metres out. No real angle to speak of. Players lining up on the goal square now. She's going to go back and take the shot by the looks of it. So it's the Pies 1-1-7. Blues yet to score. No, she goes short. It's a nice kick, and Cowan on the lead comes out and takes the mark, and she'll kick from 40 metres out. 45-degree angle, this to give the Blues the answering goal. That was better play, Alan Matthews.
Yes, it was, because they were in front, and that's what Carlton should be doing at the moment. They've been getting the bounce of the ball going the wrong way, unfortunately, but now she can have a kick.
So Cowan comes in, 40 metres out, kick on the way. It stays out to the right, and the Blues get their first score of the game. It's a minor. They're one behind 1 point. The Pies are 1-1-7, and the Pies will take the kick in.
Kick out there from the Magpies defence from Rowe. Found a teammate target there that time. So they'll bring the ball out the outer side, the Princess Park Cricket Ground side. And it's going to work. It's going to come out the back to Bowie. She had it. She handballed over the top to her teammate in Hallett. Her kick floated in front of a couple and was cut off by a few Carlton players, and they sort of got a little kick forward to no one in particular. And now it's going to be wrapped up on that outer side. It was a good tackle, Alan. And we'll have a ball up on the outer side where I've got the score as 2 behinds to 1-1-7.
Yeah, I think that's right.
That's correct, yep.
So the ball up on the outer side. Coming out with it that time for Carlton was Murphy. She's been busy early. She ran around a couple and gave it off to her teammate Nicolau. And then they'll bring it out to that outer side where it hugs the boundary just a little bit too much, and it'll go out of bounds. And I think it's the last touch rule will be taken by Rowe for Collingwood. So they're controlling the footy nicely here, the Magpies, in the mid stages of the first quarter. A couple of hands in the back there, I would have thought, but no free kick coming towards for the Blues, as that ball once again is right up near the boundary line. The umpire calls for it this time, and we'll have a ball in neutral territory for both sides. Midway point, first quarter.
So from the restart, Borg won the tap against King. Hallett laying a big tackle on her opponent. Umpire hovering over this one, and he'll cross himself. And we'll have another stoppage here. Outer side here at Icon Park. It is 2 behinds, 2 points. The Blues, the Pies 1-1-7. Getting the first majors through Jock. Now Collingwood with a clearing kick. It's a dangerous one, though. Comes into the centre of the ground. Winning the ball for the Blues there was Nicolau. Kick inside, forward 50. Lawrence is the target. She's got a little bit of time and space to pick the ball up, assess her options. She handballed it underground there. Did well, but the Pies defenders wrapped up immediately, though, was Storer. Blues do well. Little handball out by Honey Bun. Inside 50 for the Blues. Lawrence was thwarted as she tried to kick the ball. Handball back towards Robinson, right up against the boundary line, and she's taken over. And we'll have it tossed in around about 40 to 45 metres out from the Carlton goal. They're kicking towards this legend stand end. Katie Lambeski, what do Blues probably just need to clean up their forward 50 entries?
Absolutely, absolutely. They're dominating some of the territory in possession gains, about 55 to 45% of the ball at the moment. Maddie Wilson, I think, has been outstanding in her forward craft. Just need to allow that sort of space to let her work into. So
Moore went up defensively for the Blues. Handball from Di Matteo came back. The Pies trying to figure this out via hand. Kick forward, not the best. Blues are going to intercept. Moore, kick skewed off the side of a boot, but Georgia Borg will take the mark across half forward for the Blues.
Borg with the footy now. Needs to find a target potentially inside her forward 50, although she goes across ground. Went through the hands of Murphy there that time. Going in a second time there was, I think it was Jarvis there for Carlton. And now we're going to have a ball up about 65 metres out from the Carlton goal in the centre square part of the ground. We've gone nearly 13 minutes in this first quarter. Collingwood lead by 5 points. Both ruckmen fought a little bit of a duel there once again. No one really won it. Carlton are going to go inside forward 50. They need a mark there, but once again, there is just no one there. They're falling apart there in that forward structure, you would think. Nice little kick there. I think that might be Ma 52 for Collingwood. We haven't got it on the team sheet, but that's who we seem to think it might be. Collingwood now have got the footy now in their defensive part, but now once again Carlton are going to try and reload from the centre part of the ground. They can't quite do that just yet, as Collingwood have got a heap of numbers around this footy, and that's going to be a stoppage, you would think, about 55 out, 60 out from goal in the centre square. Katie.
It's the little things. It kills me. Where's the talk there? Where's that space? Tommy Nicolau has that wrecking ball X Factor type of player. Get her out. Get her in there. Stay out of her way and just let her do her magic. This is where Carlton are falling down a little bit. Those little things.
Guys, you asked the questions in regards to the team sheets. I'll give you the answers. The number 52 is Nicole Hales.
There we go. Thank you very much. Doing great work down on the boundary, Jono.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jono. Busy man so far this afternoon, early stages, as Collingwood bring the ball out to this broadcast side. Lee gave it over the top to a teammate. There's a 2-on-1 here favouring Carlton. It went through the hands there that time of Moore. She went a second time, got a kick away until about getting to a dangerous spot of sorts for Carlton, but they just can't seem to get it inside their forward 50 because these Magpie numbers are just everywhere. Cracking smother off the boot there by Wood. Really magnificent job there. Now they might have a chance, Carlton, going forward once again. Here's Wood. She went to the footy first with her teammate Nicolau. Now they might have a chance, although Collingwood once again standing up in the defence magnificently, getting the ball back out. But once again, cutting it off in a dangerous area. This time for Carlton, it's Thornycroft.
So Thornycroft with a kick inside forward 50. It's a good one. Outstretching her hands there is Jordan. She takes the mark. She's 55 metres out from home. Couple of leads for her up further afield. Cowan went. She ignored that. She's going to go short with a low darting ball over the head of her target. Pies defenders. They go back outside of defensive 50 and going up and taking the mark is Neal. So she just slows things down a bit. She goes short. Coming in to intercept the ball though really well was Moore. She's been lively early. Went back in. Laid a good tackle. Trying to come through was Jordan. The Pies clear it though. Up towards half forward. Geox there for the Pies. Trying to work her opponent under the ball was Kalevsky. She went back in. Wrapped up immediately, and there's a good contest here at half forward for the Pies. They wrap it up, lock it inside their forward half, and we'll have it tossed up 45 metres out. So the Pies attacking towards this Royal Parade end of the stadium. They lead at 1-1-7. The Blues 2 behinds, 2 points. From the restart, it's Thornycroft with another clearance, although it only went as far as Ricardo. She unwinds a kick inside forward 50, high kick up into the sun, and the umpire's called a hold. It's going against the Blues, and the free kick will be taken by the Magpies. So free kick inside forward 50. It'll be Matilda Zander. Was that there, Katie?
That's correct. That's correct.
Not really.
So Matilda Zander. She is 25 metres out, 25 to 30 metres out. Slight angle. She trots in. Kick on its way. It's out to the left and it's hit the post. So the Pies go to 1-8. They lead it by an even goal. The Blues 2 behinds, 2 points.
16.5 minutes gone here, first quarter. Carlton bring the ball back in. Bill takes the mark in the defensive pocket here. They just got to be careful not to let another goal on the board here before quarter time. Gurr takes the mark now. She'll keep going down the line. Finds a teammate Murphy. She's had a busy first quarter. Been really impressive, I feel. She plays on now. Look to try to switch it, but she'll kick down the line once again. That's a 2-on-1 favouring Collingwood, although it just goes through a few sets of hands. Comes out the back, picking up the ball for Collingwood with Storer. It's been cut off by a Carlton opponent. They are this time, and being wrapped up with the ball is Robertson. The umpire calls for it just in front of the interchange gates as we've just ticked into the 17th minute of play, where it's a 6-point lead to Collingwood.
So it'll be Borg to do battle in the ruck there with Matza. Ball in dispute here. At the bottom of the pack there is Neal. I think we're going to see a fair bit of that today. And we'll have a restart here at the stoppage. Hallett around the ball for the Pies. Coming on the ground there now is Nicolau as well. But her opponent won possession of the football. It was Emma. She got a clearing kick. Only went about 10 metres. Neal in there for the Pies. She's wrapped up by Borg. And the umpire's going to cross himself again. We'll have a ball up. Just the attacking side of the wing for the Pies. They lead at 1-8. The Blues 2 behinds, 2 points. Creeping closer to quarter time. It'll be Borg and Matson to do battle in the ruck. Borg on the tap, only went as far as Neil, though her clearing kick not the best. Zampaliona in there for the Blues. One little handball to Murphy. Her kick skewed off the side of the boot. Klingbeil in there for the Blues. Pies went out. Klingbeil tried to lay the tackle. It was okay, and the Blues, they all just looked at each other for a sec. They said, no, you get it. No, I'll get it. Eventually, it fell into the lap of Moore. Her kick is not the best, though, and the Pies cut it off again. That defensive wall standing up strongly. It looks like it's going to be Weston. She switches play to the middle of the ground, and the Pies just stopping this. And they've got options out here, though. Kick is all right. Ricardo. She's on the attacking side of the centre square. She's going to unwind a kick to about 35 metres out. Jock her target. Blues win front spot at the contest. Thornycroft didn't really look as she kicked it. Just threw it on her boot. Big tackle laid by Nicolau. It's a good one, and it's holding the ball. And the Blues can potentially rebound here off centre half back and go before the quarter time side, and that's exactly what they do. Ball played out here towards this wing, but it's all the numbers with the Pies. But it's going to be a free kick to Carlton. They'll take it here on centre wing.
Tegan Brett will take the free kick. She'll kick down the line near this is where they could attack one last time before quarter time. Wood kicks inside the forward 50. Going up with the one hand there that time was Wilson. She couldn't quite bring it down, but the balls are still in a pretty good spot at this stage if you're a Carlton supporter, although trying to come away with it now, Collingwood, and they nearly do, and now they will through the likes of Neil. She'll kick to the outer side, going through her set of hands there that time. I couldn't quite get the
Xander, yeah, did well there.
Jock, the target once again. She's got two to beat this time. She does quite well. She taps it to advantage. Would provide a shepherd to a teammate there, but that is a crunching tackle there laid by the Carlton defence. Jock goes again, gets a handball away over the top there that time to Di Matteo. And now Carlton are going to bring the ball away once again, although it looks like it's going to come straight back because Collingwood have numbers set up behind the ball. This time it's Bowie. Bowie kicks inside forward 50. A very good punch there laid there that time. That was by Wood. And now it's in the middle of the ground where Carlton are going to come away with it one last time. Klingbeil on the attacking side of the square, just with a little mum kick. And there's the siren for quarter time.
What'd you say about the round ball then?
Outstanding technique, if you will.
Yes. Anyway, there's the quarter time siren. One or two behinds. Carlton and Collingwood are 1-2-8. You were throwing the hands a little bit there, Katie, during that first quarter. What were your thoughts from both sides there?
Fascinating contest, I think. Both sides at different times left wanting, I think, for a bit of that execution, particularly Carlton going inside 50. Just had the momentum, had the territory, but just couldn't quite find the right target, couldn't quite keep things open, couldn't quite keep the structure just right for what they needed. I think Mia Cowan did particularly well. Mia Cowan, Maddie Wilson have that potential to sort of rip this game apart for them, but they need to be given the space to work into, and they need to be given the service. Collingwood, particularly Jock, I think has been outstanding in the way she's presented herself, especially in that first quarter. 8 inside 50s for 10 inside 50s for Collingwood in that quarter. Jock, I think, was very much a focal point and a target for them there. So something for them to build on, but both sides just need to, that final touch needs to be there for both sides. And
Jock is the only goal scorer here at quarter time. And with that, we'll take a break here on VFLW.TV, WharfRadio.com, 89.1 FM if you're at the ground. It's Carlton versus Collingwood here at Icon Park, round 6. The Pies lead it at quarter time, 1-2-8 to the Blues, 2 behind, 2 points. We'll be back right after this.
The commentary of the game you're currently listening to is from the volunteers at Women's Australian Rules Football Radio. Founded in 2014, WARF Radio is not just here to provide a professional call the women's game deserves, but also provide important experience for those wanting a career in sports media. If you're a past or present women's footballer or coach or a media student and you'd like to give football commentary a try, visit warfradio.com and click on volunteer. That's warfradio.com and click on volunteer.
Hi, I'm Natalie Armatt from NITV. Sunday, March 27 is Neighbour Day, a national celebration of community. It brings together people from next door, the local community, and even online. It's a day that reminds us why having strong social connections is not only good for our own well-being, but also for the well-being of those around us. But the real strength is in knowing that Neighbour Day isn't just one day, it's every day. Find out how you can get involved at neighbourday.org.
Hey.
Hi.
Yo, what's up? We're here for RAD. Here's a simple word of advice.
Don't drink and drive.
If you plan to drink, plan ahead.
Give up the keys.
Either drink or drive. Don't mess around trying to do both.
When you drink and drive, you're risking the life of yourself and the lives of everybody on the road.
It takes a lot of courage to convince a friend not to drive after they've been drinking, but you might just be saving their life.
So if you plan to drink, plan not to drive.
What do you listen to while you're waiting for the next VFLW game on Wharf Radio? Do you long for the days when radio stations played music that you knew without being constantly bombarded with ads and by announcers who want to make it about themselves and not about the music? Welcome to GoRadio.live. We're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, playing the very best music of the past 70 years. You can listen at www.goradio.live, or better still, download the free GoRadio.live app for your Apple or Android device. GoRadio.live. It's radio as it should be.
It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day.
Here at Icon Park, Carlton versus Collingwood, VFLW Round 6 action. 89.1 FM on the radio dial if you're here at the ground. WharfRadio.com. The VFLW.TV is where the stream is at for this game between the Pies and the Blues. It is the Pies who lead it at quarter time, 1-8 to the Blues, 2 behinds, 2 points. But Katie Lambeski, we've got all the disposal getters and all the stats on the VFL and VFLW app.
Absolutely, and thank you to the app for the coverage here. It is for Carlton, Thornycroft with 8 touches, Robertson with 6, and Georgia Borg with 5 disposals. 7 hit-outs as well for Georgia Borg, so dominant in that area too. For the Pies, it's Georgia Ricardo and Tilly Zander leading the way with 7 touches apiece. And Dejouk as well with 5 touches as well. That's a goal of her own. So those are the standouts early on in terms of the player stats. Otherwise, very, very level, particularly as a head-to-head battle. 11 inside 50s to 10 just in favour of the Blues. And in terms of possession, 51% to 49 narrowly in the favour of Carlton. So pretty even battle on the sheet so far.
Jono, you've got your hands over your head in that sun. What can we hear from both coaches at quarter time? Whose huddle were you in?
So I was in Chloe McMillan's huddle and started off just by making a bit of a change in the forward line, but then said a few words we can't repeat on air. She is not happy about the lack of pressure that the Pies are showing at the moment. Exactly what they wanted to do, Carlton's doing to them. Some news about Carlton, though. I saw a little bit earlier. It was Nicolau who came off a little bit. She was a bit unwell, to be honest. Maybe the heat's getting to her, but we've been talking about Lily Goss a bit in the first quarter. She will not take any further part in the game. The knee is iced up.
So big loss for Carlton in the heart of midfield there, Lily Goss. She's been good for them this year, Katie. But Alan, what can the Blues do to sort of get back at Collingwood in this quarter? We've seen the Pies sort of try to sucker punch the Blues out the back, and Carlton have been able to get the ball in their forward half, but just haven't been able to capitalise on the scoreboard.
Exactly right, and that's how they've been playing their games that I've seen already. As I said, the short kick, they haven't been open up their forward line, had one player against 3 most of the times, but they haven't tried to create. The couple of chances they did have, they miskicked a little bit, and their bounce of the ball still, again, not going their way. So they're hesitating, going towards the ball. They should be a little bit more positive, attack the ball a lot more, and then they could deliver. Their backline's doing very, very well. Same with Collingwood's backline. They're doing well as well.
So about to get underway here. Second quarter action between Carlton and Collingwood. VFLW round 6. Umpire holds the ball aloft, and here's Liam Vertigan to get us underway in this second term at Icon Park.
Thank you very much, Paul. We are underway. Winning the tap out for Carlton there that time was Georgia Borg. She got a good leap at it. She just got her hands to it before a Collingwood counterpart. It fizzles out towards the Carlton attacking end of the centre square, and it's been wrapped up once again. You would think it would be a ball up, but no, Collingwood find a way to get it out. Missing the kick off the ground there was King for Collingwood. Going in that time for Carlton was Nicolau. And now it somewhat comes out, getting the ball on a good bounce there was by Build, and she kicks inside 450 and finds a target. That is better footy, Allen. That is correct. My good man, and they kick short to about 40 metres out, and Klingbeil finds the footy here off the receiving pass, and she'll go back and have a shot from about 40 metres out on a slight angle, kicking to the Royal Parade end of Icon Park.
Better movement, better space there, particularly through Klingbeil. Read that really, really well. coming through for a very important kick here. Carlton needs some scoreboard pressure of their own.
So Klingbeil on the approach. Kick is on the way, won't get the distance, just fell a couple of metres short. Little missed kick off the ground there, and they can attempt to rush it through, although the umpire did blow the whistle, and we got a free kick.
Centered really well so far in these early exchanges. Has presented a target each time. Really good forward craft, and good to see her get the reward for that with a lovely finish.
So scores level now here at Icon Park, 1-2 way apiece. Here on wharfradio.com, VFLW.tv, 89.1 FM if you're at the ground. From the restart, the Pies win the tap, although can't look like they're going to win the clearance. Klingbeil, she gets a kick up towards half forward, kicks a good one. They come out and take the mark here, the Blues. They can go inside forward 50. So it looks like it's Lawrence in possession. She gets a kick up towards the top of the square. It's not the best of kicks, and now the Pies can rebound here. They go up towards centre wing. The target there is Xander. She's got a few to beat. She might win out with the foot race here, though. Blues have got the numbers around the football. Handball by Jarvis was okay. She won the ball back. Kick back up towards half forward. A couple of Blues there, but coming across and taking a great intercepting mark is Nicole Hales. And the Pies can reload here off centre half back.
So Hales kicks the middle of the ground, and it just falls into the hands there of the Carlton defence there. They'll bring the ball out wide. That was a good mark. Here's Jordan. Jordan goes for a run, kicks inside forward 50. That's to a good spot. Will it get the bounce? No, it doesn't, but running back to the footy, getting a couple of hands on it is... couldn't go pick up who that was. A handball over the top. Here's Gurr. Top of the square, just goes over her... Oh, sorry. Just goes over her teammate's head. Little quick check side by Lawrence. Pitches about 5 metres out in the goal square. And Collingwood are doing very, very well just to try and hold that ball up in the pocket there. And they get the stoppage. They've got to be careful here, though. They could get too quick kick against them, I should say.
What I said earlier, that they're being a little bit more positive in that forward line.
Yeah, they sure have as the ball's been tossed back up. Going without the ball there that time was Ricardo, and she was collected a little bit too high. And she will get the free kick for Collingwood. And a
50
metre penalty.
She's thrown the ball back to the umpire, and she should have thrown it back to her opposition player, and the umpire said, no, not there you go, take a 50. So that's what the Pies do.
Ricardo to the middle of the ground. Finds a teammate in Lee. She kicks short. Another target found here. They're moving the ball methodically. This is good footy from Collingwood. They'll go inside forward 50 now, and barking and magnificently on the chest there. Beautifully done. We're going to go back and have a set shot on goal. No, we're not. We're going to have a free kick, actually.
Push.
And that's gone against Camilleri. And Carlton going to get out of a little bit of trouble there, and they bring the ball to the outer side of the ground now.
It's a 50-50 free kick, I reckon.
So the ball goes chip short to Nicolau. She's got it now on the defensive side of their of the centre square. She kicks it out wide towards Gurr. She had to run on towards the footy. She does so now. She's got a reinforcement there that time in Jarvis. She goes backwards to go forwards. It just pitched to Nicolau on the bounce. And now Carlton will go forward once again, although it's been cut off there that time by Collingwood.
So Molly Emmon coming across and taking the mark here at half-back, outer side here at Icon Park. Scores level 1-2-8 each of 2. So Emmon with a low darting ball. It's okay, although dropping the mark there was Xander. Dropped one she should have taken, but she got out of trouble. Stepped around her opponent. Kick inside. Really good fist away by the Carlton defenders. They come through. It was De Cosmo who got the fist in. She went back in. Klingbeil was there. Wrapped up as soon as she won possession. Pies with a series of handballs. They get it out now. Go inside forward 50. The Jacques is the target. She's going to get out the back, but the boundary line is just going to beat her. And it trickles over the line and out of play. We'll have it tossed in 25 metres out from the Collingwood goal. They're attacking towards this Legends stand end of the ground.
It's Collingwood's first opportunity into the forward line, where Carlton's been controlling it.
So Hallett is around the ball for the Pies. So's Neil. Borg will do battle in the ruck. She's got a clear height advantage. She won the tap down. Ball fell in the lap of Jordan. She's wrapped up as soon as she wins the football. And the umpire is going to cross herself. And we'll have it tossed up about 45 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Trying to lock this in their forward half. Borg to do battle in the ruck there with King. King just won the tap. Coming through to meet the football there was Neil. She got a low darting ball to the top of the square. And De Jocque takes the mark. And she has been a pivotal force for the Pies deep inside forward 50. And she'll go back and light it up from 25, 30 metres out. Pretty much directly in front, Katie Lambeski. Real clean movement by the Pies.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's been a real strong suit of their game early on here. She comes in for the kick.
So De Jocque didn't make the distance. Ball fisted away by the Blues defenders. She went back in there to try to win possession. Ball at the top of the goal square, and we'll have a ball up here. To be quite frank, it was a shocker of a set shot. So from the restart, handball flicks its way out towards Camilleri. Neil around there for the Pies. She's burrowing under the contest, wrapped up by Thornycroft. And the umpire is going to cross himself as well. And we'll have another ball up inside forward 50 for the Pies. Liam's in stitches here. We like our callers in special comments, people, to be frank. Nothing wrong with that. Clearing kick up towards the top of the goal square. It's all Blues. Last line of defence. Ali Beale takes the mark. So she's got a bit of space to work into. Umpire tells her to go, and that's what she does. She looks one way or the other. She hasn't really got too many options. The Pies doing well. She does have plenty of space. She kicks up towards half-back. Kick went over the head of her target. That was Wilson. She's the sole goal scorer for the Blues. Handball out the back of the stoppage came to Harding, and now the Pies can go back inside forward 50.
So they've got the ball inside there, forward 50 after Carlton nearly got it out. Gee, Alan, you're not afraid to speak your mind, are you?
Love it. We love it.
Gee.
Sorry.
Ball goes out of bounds for a throw in. It's about 45 out from Collingwood's goal. They're kicking to the Legends stand end of the ground. The ball's tossed back in. Both ruckmen find a little bit of a draw there. Heap of numbers around this footy. Going to be quite hard to get this out, you would imagine. But Collingwood doing quite well here just to hold the ball inside their forward 50. We're going to have a secondary stoppage here. Now, Paul, you weren't with me for the time I made my VFLW debut, but my theory is if you have 2 or 3 stoppages in a row, you'll see a free kick made soon enough. Anyway, we're not going to see that at the moment as Carlton have got the ball there, defensive 50. Short kicks found a Beard. She takes the mark. Deep in defensive 50. She'll kick short.
And a 50.
No, we've got a 50-metre penalty encroaching the line there.
She moved.
You cannot move. You've got to stand like a statue these days. I'm still not all for that rule, but going to go forward with the times.
Sarah King's not for that either, to be honest.
No. Thank you, Jono. I thought you'd chime in with something suited up, son. Wilson, the goal kicker so far this quarter. Handballs over the top to a teammate in Honeybun. She'll send her the ball. Just slammed through the hands there that time of Harding, who's been busy early enough. And she finds a teammate there that time, although Wilson crashed through. And the ball's gone out on the full this time. And the free kick will go to the way of Collingwood.
Carlton, I think. It's going to go Carlton.
Yeah,
Carlton's
way. Well, the umpire confused me there. He threw me. So, free kick's going to be taken by Wood. The opponent on the mark standing about 48 metres out.
Need some more movement from Carlton
here.
here.
A lot of stagnant moving there. We got a little bit there, but the ball just pitched in front of Robertson. She went a second time, centred the ball. Now, this could be dangerous. Actually, that's Robertson going for the footy there now. She just got a handball away. She's actually got it a third time. Handballs over the top to a teammate in Wood. To the top of the square, and it just bounces to the left and through for a behind. And Carlton take the lead there, 1-3-9. Collingwood 1-2-8. And we've gone 10 minutes here in the second quarter.
Lots of space for both players to, for both sides to work into. The skill level has been quite well, considering the amount of pressure both sides are applying to the ball carrier. Really good space for both players to work into as well. So
from the kick in, O'Connor marked in the back pocket. She kicked up to O'Connor towards half back. Good smother there by Honeybun. Kept the ball inside forward 50 for the Blues. Good tackle by Beale. She wrapped her opponent up, threw her into the ground very strongly, and the umpire will cross herself and we'll have another ball up 45 metres out from the Carlton goal. They've taken the lead by a point. Clearing kick by the Pies up towards half-back. Sitting under the footy, a couple of Blues players, Zampalione in there. Kick forward by Thornycroft. It's trickling towards the boundary line. Blues have got the numbers here if they can sort it out. Borg, she had her kick smothered. That come off the foot? No, come off the top of the knee. And we'll have it tossed in. Just the attacking side, or at half forward for the Blues here. They lead it by 1 point. 139, plays 1-2-8, creeping closer to half-time here at Icon Park. Cracking day forward here. So from the restart, Borg had front spot, went over her head. Lawrence was there for the Blues. Borg for the Blues as well. Jarvis went in there, threw her body on the line. Ball bobbling around the contest here. In there for the Blues as well was the Cosmo. She sits on top of her opponent. Umpire letting this go. Pies can't really get this out. Umpire hovering, and she's going to call holding the ball. Well, that is stiff, but it's a free kick to the Blues here on centre wing, and it'll be taken by DeCosmo.
DeCosmo, the recipient of the free kick, goes short. Long sleeves on a warm day for Nicolau. Interesting decision. I'd be too hot for it personally. Kick inside forward 50, goes through a couple of sets of hands of Collingwood. The handball came free. The intended little target there for Carlton was Wilson, but coming away this time is Hales. She'll kick to the outer side, the Princes Park Cricket Ground side. Running onto the footy here nicely for Carlton is Thornycroft. She had to tap it forward a couple of times to gain possession. Now she'll kick it back towards the middle of the ground. The intended target was Nicolau. It was fisted away at a pretty opportune time. And now we've got a free kick going the way of Carlton. And it'll be taken by that woman again in the long sleeves in Nicolau.
Loves a long sleeve and a long kick, which is a ninth touch of the game.
Thank you, Katie. kick down the line. Didn't find an intended target. And once again, another free kick. Go the way of the Blues. Now they could be in a really dangerous position if they can move the ball quick enough. There isn't much movement going forward. It's all a little bit stagnant, and that'll favour Collingwood, you would think. It was a 3-on-1. Running to the back of the footy. Looks like Cowan who got to the footy first. There's a goal kicker in Wilson once again. Been busy this quarter. That's a good kick. Nicolau, should have taken the mark, but she's gone a second time. She's gone around two. She could have a shot on goal. Kicks at the top of the square. It's just gone through two sets of hands from a Collingwood perspective, but Carlton is still there. Snap around the body is magnificent from Cowan, and Carlton kick away. They now go to 2-3-15. Collingwood are 1-2-8, and we've gone 13.5 minutes here in the second quarter. That's what happens when I try and speak too much, Katie.
Outstanding footy. Outstanding footy there from the Blues. Tommy Nicolau setting that move up with the free kick, sending it forward. Really making use of it as well, getting herself forward as well to be that linking kick. Cowan and Wilson continue to present a lot, giving Carlton that springboard that they need to really put some scoreboard pressure. They've been a lot better, particularly in their decision making in this quarter, and they have a lead to show for it.
Some injury
exactly
news.
Right. As I said earlier, in that way, the Carlton first quarter was not existent. They had to do that, and that's exactly what they're doing in that forward line at the moment.
Jono down on the boundary.
Some injury news now. It's both Carlton and Collingwood down a rotation. Monique Di Matteo will play no further in the game, no further part in the game. It's a jarred finger.
Thank you very much. So from the restart, the Pies win a free kick holding the ball. The Jock for the Pies. Little handball inside. It's a 3-on-2 in favour of the Blues. Pies do well, though. They get numbers around the footy. The Jock, she did really well. Eluded her opponent. Kick inside, forward 50. Push. Maybe a little push. Yes, it was. It was a little push. And the Pies will get the free kick. 45 metres out from goal is Camilleri.
Needs some more.
Is that a 50? I think no. The umpire blew the whistle, and he has called a 50. It is, yep. Encroaching on the mark. I think it was given away by Kalevsky. So this is going to be a certain goal now to the Pies. It'll be Camilleri to trot in from point-blank range. And the Pies get the quick response. The goal umpire did a little bit of work, but it's a goal either way. So back to 1 point margin. 2-2-14 the Pies, the Blues 2-3-15, and that's the third, Katie, now.
Indeed, and it's what a contest this is turning out to be. Collingwood needed that counterpunch of their own, and they got one back. Carlton, really pushed themselves forward. Just a bit of a momentum killer there for the Blues, and they're going to need to recover that quickly. Particularly
off a 50-metre penalty. I've always thought, particularly in the women's game, a 50-metre penalty is more like a 100-metre penalty.
I agree.
That's how I've always viewed it.
You could probably make it a 20-metre penalty. It's a conversation for another day, but it's a thought nonetheless.
Just keep the 50.
25 in local leagues.
I think they need the 50 only because of their kicking length generally overall.
Either way, we could have that discussion another day, as we mentioned, as the ball's just gone inside the forward 50 for Carlton, but it'll be going straight back out as soon as it's gone straight back in, as there's a free kick for Hole in the Footy going the way of the Magpies here, and they can try and set up here from their back flank.
Kicking out the King.
So the ball has gone down the line, went to the target of King, it went through her hand. You could probably make an argument for a player in front there. Going to the ground and a crunching tackle was billed for Carlton, and now going forward for Collingwood. There's a nice kick there from Neil, although couldn't find a teammate. There's Neil again. Butters up and goes again, gets a handball away. There is King this time. They'll kick inside forward 50. And that is a genuine one-on-one. Now, this could favour Collingwood, tapping the ball to advantage there that time. It wasn't bad by Allen. And now Dejoc has given away a free kick. Looks like it.
I think Allen got her opponent in the back.
Yes, indeed, as Jarvis tried to take the cheek advantage, but no, had to go back behind the mark and take the free kick, as she will now. She'll bring it down near enough to this broadcast side. That was
10, 11 metres, I think.
Thank you, Alan. He's been sharp this quarter. Bill's taken the mark. Pretty much in that same spot as the kick was originally taken. And that just hugged the boundary line a little bit too much, and the lassos come out, and the free kick will be going the way of Collingwood and to Hales, who's about 65 to 70 metres out from home, kicking to the legend stand deep into this second quarter. She plays on, gets a little bit of a mark, or an arc, sorry. It was a floater inside the forward 50. It went through the hands of Dejoc. Handball over the top from her went to Neil. Dejoc is the target there once again. She couldn't quite get the ball that time. She does. Gets a little handball over the top to Corborn Avil. And now Collingwood are just going to try their hardest to lock the ball in. And they're going to do well, they will. And Paul, over to you.
Thank you very much. Jarvis under the pack. She's getting up a little bit gingerly here. She seems to be okay. So, around about 30 to 35 metres out from the Collingwood goal. They trail by a point. Ball went neither ruck able to really gain an advantage with the tap. Klingbeil and Thornycroft around there for the Blues. She's been lively in this game, Thornycroft. Been a focal point in Carlton's midfield pretty much for the whole season. She's had 11 touches today. Neil in there for the Pies laying a big tackle. Hallett in there as well. And we'll have another stoppage. So, Blues just locking this one up inside defensive 50 for the moment. Borg and King do battle in the ruck. It's been a great contest. Works its way up towards the top of the square. Camilleri wrapped up as soon as she won the footy. Moore was right on her ginger, and will have a ball up 20 to 25 metres out from the Pies goal. So stoppage after stoppage here. Blues doing well enough to clam this down. Pies not really being able to find space. Although here's Neil. Snap towards goal. Really well smothered by Klingbeil. Neil went back in there to try to win the football. She's wrapped up in a chicken wing tackle. It's a great tackle from Klingbeil. Great technique. And she'll get the resulting free kick here at full-back for the Blues.
The Liam Vertigan method of umpiring there has come out. He got sick of bowling it up, so he thought he'd pay a free kick.
I think it was the third stoppage.
Yeah, he had enough. He just had enough. Klingbeil kicked it out wide. Picking up the footy here for Collingwood was Hales. Handball comes out wide. Getting a good handball away was Weston before she was wrapped up. And now Carlton will try and come away with it, but unfortunately it's going to be a lasso right in front of Jono, I would imagine, down there in the interchange gates, and the free kick will be taken by Xander.
Well, Verdo, about 3 weeks ago, I did get a golden fist in here at the bench, but not on this occasion, just about maybe 10 metres to the left of me, my friend.
You might get a disposal today, son. That still remains to be seen. Xander kicked the ball just to about 70 out from the Collingwood goal. It went through the hands of Lawrence, and she was brought down with the ball in possession, and the umpire will call for it. So, King in the ruck for Collingwood, and rotating into the ruck this time for Carlton, is Borg. Way forward to draw, and there's a siren for half-time. Didn't expect that too quick. I thought we were still going about 15 minutes gone. So, 2-3-15 Carlton, and Collingwood are 2-2-14. A cracking quarter, it has to be said. Goals from both sides. Some good goals, it had to be said as well. Some magnificent skills shown by both teams.
Absolutely, absolutely. Carlton with 2 for that quarter, edging Collingwood just out there with 2 goals, 3. Outstanding, I think, half of footy. Both sides really leaving nothing out there. Lots of pressure, and I think the skill level is really brilliant considering all of that too. They've just been going at it. Both sides has been open, both opportunities in the transition, opportunities going forward. So. it leaves open a massive second half in this game, Alan.
That's right. I think both sides, it was sort of like a quarter, two halves.
Yep.
Carlton, the first for maybe 10 minutes or so, and then sort of like Collingwood coming back in the second half of that quarter to gain ascendance and bring the score up to practically level.
So goal kickers here at half-time at the moment. It's Cowan and Wilson with one apiece for the Blues, and for the Pies, Camilleri and DeJock as well with one each. It's the Blues by a point here at half-time. Katie, you've got you've got all the stats as well here. The leading disposal getters on the ground for both teams.
Absolutely. It is Millie Klingbeil with 11 touches, Tawny Crawford with 11 touches, and Tommy Nicolau with 10, as well as Robertson as well with 10. So they're leading the way for the Blues. For the Pies, it's Matilda Zander with 12, Georgia Ricardo 10, and Dujuk and Hales with 9 touches apiece at the break. So very much consistent contributors for both sides across the first half.
Thank you very much, Katie. And it is the Blues here by a point at half-time, 2-3-15 to the Magpies, 2-2-14. We'll be back right after this half-time break.
If you're after the most comprehensive coverage on women's football across Australia, then look no further than Rookie Me Central. Formerly Draft Central, Rookie Me Central has news and reviews, podcasts, videos, and much, much more on all the state leagues across the country, including the VFL Women's and NAB League Girls. Find out why everyone turns to Rookie Me Central for their women's football content. Follow Rookie Me Central on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rookie Me Central.
Secure transmission for your ears only.
Good day. Today, more than 110,000 Australians live with a blood cancer. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to join the Leukemia Foundation and a crack team of registered shavers from around the country to kick blood cancer's tush. We call it Mission Possible. Sign up to shave at worldsgreatestshave.com. This ad will now self-destruct.
If you've had something stolen,
or if you've had property damaged, you need the police, not the sirens. If you've lost something or found something valuable,
or if you want to register a party or let us know you're going away on holiday, you need the police, not the sirens.
When you need the police, but not the sirens, you can now report these incidents online at police.vic.gov.au or call 131 444.
Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
You need to get a booster to stay up to date with your COVID-19 vaccinations. Boosters are now approved for everyone 16 years and older, 3 months after your second dose. Boosters increase your protection against becoming very sick or dying from COVID-19 and are available through your GP, pharmacist or other healthcare professional. Book your booster at australia.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
G'day, I'm Michael Caton. The Australian Conservation Foundation's Green Home program is all about saving our environment. A low-flow shower head will save 10 litres. No showering at all will save 20. So when any of my active friends are a bit on the nose, I never judge them, but thank them for doing their bit to save water.
For more information, go to www.acfonline.org.au/greenhome and take action for our future generations. That's acfonline.org.au/greenhome.
Hi, Kirk Pengilly from InXS here. And whether it's music, sweet things, puppies, movies, we all love our treats. But our eyes need treating too. 300,000 Australians, including me, are affected by glaucoma. Diagnosed early, glaucoma can be managed. Left undiagnosed, it can cause blindness. So treat yourself by treating your eyes to a simple test. Book your test at treatyoureyes.org.au today.
Bored in retirement? Join Probus. If you want more out of retirement, join your local Probus Club and start having fun with like-minded people. Probus Clubs are non-fundraising and purely social, so all they do is concentrate on enjoying retirement. There are hundreds of Probus Clubs, with new ones opening almost every month. So find a Probus Club near you today by visiting probussouthpacific.org or calling 1300 630 488.
The average person spends 44 minutes a day thinking about food. At Oz Harvest, thinking about food is a full-time job because we're always looking for new ways to nourish our country and combat food waste and hunger. Every day, we rescue quality surplus food across Australia and deliver it to those who'd otherwise go hungry. And you can help. Every dollar donated to Oz Harvest can provide 2 meals to people in need. Visit ozharvest.org. Thought for food.
We'd like to show you what's dangerous about Australian rivers, but we can't. You can't see ice-cold water, snags like tree branches or strong currents, but they can be lethal. Although our rivers are beautiful, more Australians drown here than anywhere else. So please, wear a life jacket, avoid alcohol around water, never swim alone, and learn how to save a life. It's simple. Respect the river. For more information, visit royallifesaving.com.au/respect the river.
There's jumpers, hoodies, and tees for you at leaguetees.com.au.
Leaguetees.com.au is your place for retro footy gear with designs created by local artists that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, their unique range of women's footy tees help raise funds for Indigenous literacy programs. Get online and start shopping today.
leaguetees.com.au.
Oh, hi, I'm Maria from Sesame Street.
And Elma's Elma.
And we're here to talk about driveways. Driveways can be dangerous for children.
Or little red monsters.
So it's important for parents to always watch their children around them.
Yeah, driveways are for cars, not for planes.
That's right, Elmo. Play only in safe places away from driveways because people in cars may not see you.
Elmo sees you, Maria. Tag, you're it.
Oh, here I come, Elmo. Remember, driveways are like roads. Always supervise, separate, and see. Learn more at kidsafevic.com.au.
We are the Australian Literacy and Numeracy Foundation, striving to empower our most marginalised communities through literacy and education. Literacy is having a voice. Literacy is opportunity. Literacy is dreaming big. Literacy is freedom. Today, you can help end inequality and give every child access to our life-changing and proven literacy programs. Your support is vital. Donate now at alnf.org.
Feeling a little down? Drop into the Reach Out website at reachout.com.au and let us put a spring back in your step. When times are tough, clear your head at reachout.com.au.
The commentary of the game you're currently listening to is from the volunteers at Women's Australian Rules Football Radio. Founded in 2014, WARF Radio is not just here to provide a professional call the women's game deserves, but also provide important experience for those wanting a career in sports media. If you're a past or present women's footballer or coach or a media student and you'd like to give football commentary a try, visit warfradio.com and click on volunteer. That's warfradio.com and click on volunteer.
It's women's Aussie rules. They're doing what they love. They're fast, they're tough. Don't mess with them because they can get rough. Are you ready for the challenge? Are you ready for the match? It's the call of the game. It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day. It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day.
Here at Icon Park, it is the VFL Women's Match of the Day. This round 6 clash between Carlton and Collingwood. Warfradio.com, VFLW.tv for the live stream. 89.1 FM if you're at the ground on your radio dial. I'm Paul Sebastiani, joined by Liam Vertigan, Alan Matthews and Katie Lambeski. And it is the Blues at half-time with the smallest of margins, 2-3-15 to the Pies, 2-2-14. The goal kickers for the Blues, Wilson and Cowan with one each, and Dejoc and Camilleri with one each as well. But Katie, it's been a tightly contested game. Pies had the better of it in the first quarter, but the Blues fighting back in that second term and probably deserved the lead, you'd say, just.
On the balance of things, I would say just. Yeah, there's really not much in this at all. Both sides have just really gone for it. It's made for great viewing, and it's also, I think this goes to the wire.
Yeah.
I think the way that this contest is going, just some of the trends, just it's tight. Neither side isn't giving each other much quarter. I think this goes down to the wire, and Carlton are looking really good to shade it.
Alan, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Same again with Tom's. I think he changed his attitude. I think over the quarter time break, when he's had a chat with them, I think he got into them eventually to say, look, you were too loose, you didn't pick up, didn't man up, and you must get down there and create, which they did in that second quarter and got the results point of view. Okay, and then Collingwood come back in that second half, which, right, they got that goal to get pretty close to level again.
Liam, your thoughts on the first half as well? I think Carlton sort of that second quarter they were able to steady, but they just, again, they need to clean up that ball use going inside forward 50, don't they?
Yeah, when you think about going back to that first quarter and they won the inside 50s that quarter comfortably in the first. You would imagine that they could have had a couple of goal lead at quarter time, and I think that would they be extremely happy with a 1 point lead? Probably not.
Yep.
But they would be happy that they're in a bit of a better position than what they were at quarter time.
Correct.
And obviously that's what probably happens when you have some uncertain words said to you at quarter time.
Exactly.
I mean, when you get a rev up, you get a rev up.
Exactly.
And 9 times out of 10, the players respond when you get a nice rev.
Exactly right.
Can they keep going for another half? I don't know. Collingwood might have just had the same thing to them at half time. They might have just got an unruly rev. And they could come out all guns blazing.
Yeah.
Even then, John O'Ven at the quarter time break, alluded to Chloe McMillan using not so safe PG words for
vulgar language, we might say.
If you will. Okay. Yes. So, that's that rev up can work. I've been on the receiving end of them, and sometimes it can really get you going, and that's what unreal coaching for both sides.
Definitely. Both sides out on the ground now as well, going through their warm-ups before we get underway in this second half. And the vision's back up and about here on VFLW.TV. Again, if you're at the ground, 89.1 FM on your radio dial. WharfRadio.com as well is the website to be with. And follow on Instagram as well, all the channels on Twitter, Instagram, and all the social media channels on Facebook as well. So, now, game obviously on a knife's edge, but the important stats. Who's had more of the inside 50s, Katie?
We'll just confirm that in a brief second when the app decides to load on me. But I think at the moment it is pretty level. It is 18 to 16 in the favour of the Blues.
Okay.
Just.
Yep. So it is a very tightly contested game between the arcs. Scoreboard represents that. Either way, going inside forward 50 represents that as well. But, Alan, what do the Pies need to do to win, and what do the Blues need to do to win?
I think the Collingwood needs to get a better break from King and that from the ruck.
Yep.
At the moment, she's getting half the ball's coming in and nullifying a hell of a lot. If she can get a clear break and get the player around the pack there, deliver and going down to the forward line when they have got the people in front and leading, but just haven't been able to deliver properly, Collingwood.
Just on the point about in the ruck contest battle at the moment, it's 13 hit-outs apiece. So Georgia Borg and really Sarah King really in a tight battle might tell you a little bit about the arm wrestle that we're kind of seeing here at the moment.
Yep. I know Master, is it Master or Master? She's coming in a couple of times, I think, as a backup.
Yep.
And this is where Borg is finding it difficult. She's got 2 to contend with, and she's got to virtually do it on her own. As I think you called it one stage, Thornycroft going up against King. Only about a foot difference between the size-wise. But then Borg sort of had to come in because she was off the bench at that time.
I think Borg's also had a couple of chop-outs in the last few weeks from Charlotte Wilson, who's not out there today.
Yep.
She's obviously
exactly.
Named as a backman in most weeks, and named as a full-back most weeks, but she's been pinch hitting in the ruck too. They don't have that today, the Blues, Katie.
100%, and that's where I think that bit of extra workload on Georgia Borg might tell, particularly in the later moments of this game. But both sides are all set. They look all set to go in the middle of the field, and it'll be Sarah King to start as well in the centre. Yeah, that ruck battle's going to get back underway here. It is the Blues leading it by a point as we head into the second half. Carlton 2-3-15. The Pies 2-2-14. We're about to get underway here. Third quarter action. Here's Liam Vertigan to get us underway.
Thanks, Paul. Carlton to the left of screen, Collingwood to the right. Ball went up in the middle of the ground. Both ruckmen have been fighting at it all day, and I reckon they both got hands onto the football there. So no one run the tap. So Carlton ultimately got the little clearance going forward by Klingbeil. She couldn't get too much on it. Picking up the footy there for Collingwood, was Neil. She wasn't going anywhere anytime soon. The umpire will call for a ball up a couple of steps away from the centre square as they go for round 2. Getting the tap that time was King. No one can really get their hands on the footy early in these early stages of the third quarter, although Carlton come away with it, but it's going to come straight back from the hands of Weston for Collingwood. She'll bring it out to the broadcast side.
There's no one there.
Mark taken by Bowie. Bowie plays on, gained a bit of an arc, and it's been turned over.
He was spot on, Alan. He was spot on.
Ducosmo kicks to the middle of the ground. Handball finds Nicolau now. She kicks inside 450, and a mark has been taken by one of her teammates. We'll go back and have a set shot on goal. Oh, golly gosh. Yeah, we got to play it down behind, unfortunately. Jono, who is that? Can you make it out down there, mate?
I'm not sure.
Oh, good afternoon, guys. No, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea who that is.
Anyway, it's Eliza Wood who's going to go back and have a set shot to the Legends stand, end of the ground. She's on her approach now. She'll kick from about 25, 30 out. Kick is on the way. I reckon it's just about got the carry. It's carried them all. It's gone through for a goal. First of the third quarter goes to Eliza Wood, and Carlton kick out to a 7-point lead. 3-3, 21. Collingwood 2-2, 14. That was pretty impressive, wasn't it, Alan?
Yes, it certainly was.
Play it down just so we know. It's Georgia Ricardo. She's coming from the ground.
Katie, thoughts on that passage of play there from the Blues?
Yeah, brilliant. Exactly what they need to start this off. Eliza Wood, fantastic with the set shot there. Big moment in this game early on in the third quarter.
So it'll be back in the middle here. The Blues getting the first goal of the second half. They skip out to a 7-point lead. It's a game-high lead for the Blues. Klingbeil around the centre as well. She's been very good today. Borg. King won the tap, though, this time. Thornycroft in there for the Blues. Just was bumped off the footy by Hallett. Good midfield craft there. Pies might win possession, though. Klingbeil came away with it. Scrubby little kick inside forward 50. Lawrence led the race for the football. Honeybun was wrapped up as soon as she won the footy. Is that in the back? Umpire called it. He called it late, but it was there. Honeybun will take the resulting free kick. She's 40 to 45 metres out. No angle to speak of. Lawrence is there for the Blues at the top of the goal square. So's Wood. She's got targets aplenty.
Need a bit of movement here, though. There's some space here. They can't just be stagnant.
So here comes a lead from Cowan. She's bumped off the footy. She's going to go in the Cowan direction. Had it fisted away from her. Well done by Katie Lee. She's got time and space to gather. Cowan's on her tail. Did really well. Got the little tackle in. Doing well there, though, the Blues. Big tackle by Wilson. Just getting the handball out with the Pies. Borg sitting under it. Fisting it away. Borg did well. Brianna Gurr was in there for the Blues. De Cosmo there as well. Jarvis got the handball out. Spitting out of trouble is Hales, and now the Pies can clear up towards half forward.
Hales with the clearing kick forward. No one there for Collingwood, unfortunately. Picking up the footy there for Carlton was Moore. She spins around the 360, kicks back towards the middle of the ground, and finding that woman in the long sleeves, and Nicolau, who's been very busy today. She plays on, kicks to the outer side. They could be out here. Carlton Build has the footy. She stops and props. Handballs over the top. It was a good one too, but watch out. Jock was coming. She couldn't quite get there in time, and the mark has been taken by a woman who's been very, very busy today in Borg. She's been impressive. She kicks short. The intended target was Klingbeil, but she couldn't get there in time. King has the footy and kicks to. The intended target is for Jock there. She gets there. Had to stop and prop a little bit, but got the handball away. But it's been cut off by that woman again in Nicolau. She ran into a little bit of trouble. Paul called for holding the footy. Still calling for holding the footy, but that was going to be a free kick for a hold.
Probably should have been holding the ball there. She was dispossessed after having plenty of prior opportunity directly in front of me, and the umpire inexplicably called a hold after that one. Can you believe?
Jono, any news as well down there on the boundary with Georgia Ricardo? She come off a bit sore.
Well, it looked fairly innocuous. She just came off like, pretty normally. So just got a bit of support from the runners, and that's about it. But she looks okay at the moment.
Thank you very much, John O'Van, down there on the boundary for us today this afternoon. It was a couple of crunching tackles there laid by Collingwood, but for no reward at all. And now it's just been brought out to that outer side where all the construction's happening. The umpire will call for it finally, and we'll have a ball up. Carlton did have the chance to go forward once again there, but Collingwood did very, very well in their defence to stop any of that from going forward. Running past the ball was Neil after the ball was tossed back up. And as soon as it goes up, it'll come back down. We'll have another stoppage. And the Liam Vertigan method of a free kick will come out soon enough, because this is the second ball up. No real ruckman won the tap there, and now through Klingbeil, very busy. Start to the third quarter for her. Kicks it out in front there of Wilson. She tried to tap it to her own advantage. It's inside the forward 50 for the Blues. What can they do here? That is a crunching tackle laid by that woman Wilson once again. And they're about 35 out from home here, the Blues. And they're kicking to the legend stand end, left-hand side of the screen or your radio dial, wherever you may be watching or listening this afternoon. As the ball's tossed back in the air. Looks like Borg's copped a chop out of the ruck. She's been replaced in there. As the umpire will call for it once again. Still no real meterage gained here for the Blues. They're still about 30 out from goal. As the ball's tossed back in the air, King won the tap. It's been brought down to ground, and this time it's gone out of bounds. It's near a few sets of feet. Luckily not to go out the full.
Borg will come in now, I think. She's been hovering around that half-forward line.
Yeah, she's hovering around, but although she's just pushing back towards the middle of the ground, so she's still not the active ruck, and going into the ruck is actually Lawrence there that time for the Blues, so a little bit of a height advantage there for Collingwood, you would think, but this time Carlton are going to go for attack once again. Now, need a few short targets here. There was one on. Murphy was all by herself. She had a paddock, although we've gone to the pocket and it's gone out the back. Here's a little dribbler from Lawrence. Oh, gee, I nearly got up. Never mind, through from behind.
Nearly, you reckon, Berto?
Nearly, oh, well, give you a spell, Jono.
The ball was touched, that's the reason why she had to kick.
Yep.
And do the Jason Dunstall dribble.
I'd love that. The chief.
So what's that, the dribble file, potentially?
So, Pies in the pocket here, out of sight at Icon Park. Neil with the lead, that's ignored. Kick up towards half forward. It's all Blues here.
Good grab.
Mark taken by Jordan. She's got Honeybun inside forward 50, leading for her. She's begging for it, calling for it. And she finally goes to her. It's not 15 though. She's got time to gather. Kick towards the top of the goal square. Lawrence will kick a certain goal. She had to juggle it, but it eventually got there. And she gets the resulting goal. And Carlton now 4-4-28. Collingwood at 2-2-14. And the Blues skip away again, Katie.
Formidable setup behind the ball by Carlton there. Just really put the pressure on, really camped out in their half, turned the screws, put the pressure on and got the goal to show for it, which is the main thing that they needed to get out of that. Really kicking themselves into a formidable lead here at Icon Park.
Yeah, well, when you double the score very early on in the second half, it becomes quite dangerous. That's how I've always viewed the women's game. If you double the score, you're pretty much halfway to winning the game of footy. And if
Absolutely.
I was Collingwood, I'd be frustrated, beyond frustrated, at the fact that they got an easy goal out the back there.
They need to get themselves up the park here. They need to get their foot back on the pedal, really get themselves further afield and get those opportunities going forward.
Borg's rotated back in the ruck as the ball's been recalled up, ball back up in the middle, and Carlton have gone forward once again. The umpire has found a free kick going the way of the Magpies. Next goal is important, I feel. Collingwood, I just think, have to kick the next one. Just remain within touch. If Carlton kick the next one, it could be nearly start the car time. As the ball's been brought out to the outer side, and the mark's been taken by Robertson. Robertson wastes no time. She finds her teammate in Wood. And Wood, broadcast side, needs a little bit of movement inside forward 50, was called to go. That's a pretty good kick, mind you. It just went through the hands there that time of Jordan, unfortunately. Although she goes again, she gets it, goes through a little bit of a run, kicks to the top of the square. Look at this! It's been marked in the square just about by Lawrence. And she'll go back and have a shot on goal from pretty much point-blank range, 8 metres out, if that. The player on the mark is about halfway through the defensive square. She comes in and pops it through, and Carlton are now out to a 20-point lead. Lawrence has kicked her second in a minute. Carlton are 5-4-34. Collingwood are 2-2-14. And, oh boy, I did...
Mind the gap.
It could be nearly start the car time. Katie, it's a dangerous lead.
Unreal football there by the Blues in these last few minutes have just blown Collingwood away, I think, just by sheer force, by sheer will. I think here, Stephanie Lawrence take about 2 goals in a minute. Unreal performance by her. unreal kick to get her, out the back and to allow her to get clear for that goal. Carlton, well-deserved lead here at Icon Park.
So they've kicked the first 3 of this third quarter, the Blues. So from the ruck contest, Neil was in there for the Pies, Robertson for the Blues. Burrowing under there was Neil again, trying to win the football out. She did. She won possession. Couldn't get a clean handball out. She's sitting on top of it. And we'll have a ball up. Just the attacking side of the circles for the Blues. It'll be Borg to do battle in the ruck again with Matza. Matza got the jump, though. Borg got the tap. Hallett was wrapped up by Thornycroft. Brought to ground, trying to get the handball out. Umpire said, you made a genuine attempt, and we'll ball it up. So Blues lead it by 20 points, 5-4-34. The Pies 2-2-14. We've gone 11 minutes into this third quarter, and there's going to be a free kick. It's a hold. And the pressure is going to continue here from the Blues. It's Thornycroft. She's coming up towards 20 disposals. Kick up towards a hot spot. Lawrence was out the back. Cowan had front spot. Wrapped her opponent up really well. That was Ricardo. She's back on the ground now after coming off gingerly before. And we'll have a ball up around about 30 metres out from the Carlton goal. They've got plenty of players around this one. Cowan goes up in the ruck. She couldn't win the tap. Went back in to try to win the football. Laid a good tackle. Clearing kick by Matza. Only probably going to go as far as Bill. She's got Colborne Veal for company. Beal was wrapped up. Maybe threw it as she handballed it. Yep, umpire's called holding the ball. And Colborne Veal will take the free kick at half-back here for the Pies. Out of sight at Icon Park.
Colborne Veal now with the footy. Collingwood need to get a couple back quickly, you feel. She kicks down the line. Getting in front that time was Hale. She couldn't quite bring it down, as was more or less fisted out of her hands. And now Collingwood try and bring it away. There was a quick kick there, but wasn't going too far. There's Borg once again. Been busy this quarter. She's been hovering around everywhere, not just being in the ruck. There, speaking of busy, here's Lawrence once again. She's kicked 2 in about 2.5 minutes. She'll kick inside forward 50. She'll find a target. No, just had a little bit too much on it for Cowan that time. But the next best thing is a throw in right in that forward pocket, and that's exactly what they get, and we'll have a throw in.
25th inside 50 for the Blues for this quarter, opening up a 25-16 lead over that in that department. Tells the story, doesn't it? They've manufactured those opportunities and they've been able to put them away.
Well, they haven't had it much forward of centre, obviously, there, Collingwood, but they might have a chance here, although she did run into a little bit of trouble there that time. Did Ricardo, could have been an argument for holding the ball, but just got it away in the nick of time. And they've brought it out to the outer side. Collingwood, although as soon as it goes out of their defensive 50, it looks like it's going to come straight back in, and it does. But they've got the numbers here once again. They're going to try and bring it back towards the middle of the ground. Getting the footy on the half volley there was Nicolau. Busy girl today. Kick towards the inside forward 50 area for Carlton has been picked up on the bounce by Murphy. Shot on towards goal. Not again for Lawrence. No, through her hands. And now Collingwood got to be super duper careful here, and they are. That's a nice clearing kick out of defence, although it's going to come straight back in. Guess who? Nicolau. She can have a little bit of a run. She can settle. Kick to the top of the square. Who's going to attack? Went through the hands there that time of Colborne Veal, and it looks like we might have a ball up because that ball is just scrapping around in there. Although as soon as I say that, it comes out. That's a legal disposal. No, it's not. None coming towards. Collingwood will come out. Mark being taken by Neil.
So Neil can just calm things down here for the Pies. They're under siege at the moment. Emin steps out of trouble. Low little kick is okay. Matson marks at half back. She's got targets up further afield. There's space out the back here, although she's going to go with a very risky kick into the middle, and it's chopped off. Eliza Wood had her arms chopped. So she'll take the resulting free kick, and Carlton have got this outer side free. Dropping the ball, though, and got a little bit of time and space, so there is Build. She goes with a low darting ball inside, forward 50, and a courageous mark by Rowe. Getting back in front of a steaming Cowan. She had to take the mark. She had to go back with the flight. She did. She took the mark, and now the Pies can go towards this outer side. So just slowing things down here. The Blues really peppering away in this third term. They lead it by 20 points. They've locked this ball inside their forward half. Short kick's okay. Ricardo takes the mark. At half-back, she drives this one up towards centre wing, and now maybe they've got a little bit of time and space to get out the back. They've got numbers here. They run through centre wing, the Pies. Long ball up towards 4-4. Not the greatest it kicks. Zampagliano wrapped up immediately. Umpire called play on. Little handball out there came towards Di Matteo. She was wrapped up as soon as she won possession. Xander in there for the Pies. Got the handball back towards Camilleri. Flying shot at goal is well and truly across the face. It's bounced there. Thornycroft is pushed over the line by Emmond, and the Pies get a behind for their efforts there. The Pies go to 2-3-15. Blues did well defensively. They look to be right under the pump, and the Blues will take the resulting kick in. Pies 2-3-15, the Blues 5-4-34.
Carlton brought the ball back out to the outer side. That was a nice mark there taken by Wilson. Wilson goes over the top. It was touched off the boot, and it's gone to the hands of Beard. She's taken to the ground. Picking up the footy very nicely was Zampaglione, and it's been cut off by Collingwood there that time. The mark has been taken by Harding. Harding kicks it back towards the middle of the ground, and the mark has been taken by Rowe. It's been marked this time by Hallett, who's had a pretty good day out today as well. Been around the stoppages all day. That's a nice little kick too. Just a little bit of good footy going forward. Just keepings off of sorts. Emmond takes the mark. That's a nice kick. Here's De Jocq once again. Had a very good start to the game. A busy first quarter. She kicked the ball inside forward 50. They need a mark here. Anyone out the back? No one crumbing either. And Carlton are able to get it away. It's going to go towards that woman who's been busy this quarter in Lawrence. She's going to get there first. She's going to try and tap it to advantage and pick it up. She's got a teammate there in company, and Murphy is there to help her out. And she did well. Gave it off to a teammate that time in Gurr. And Gurr will bring the ball out to the outer side. And the mark has been taken by Klingbeil.
So Klingbeil, outer side here at Icon Park. She's had a fair bit of the pill today. Thornycroft going back if she wants to concede a bit of ground. No, she's going to step around her opponent in Hallett. Got around her way too easily. Klingbeil with a kick up towards half forward. It's all Magpies here, though. Katie Lee taking the intercepting mark. She looks to go quickly, but then thinks the opposite of that. Her kick is not the best. Getting a fist in there for the Blues was Jordan. Pies might win out. Went back into the hands of Katie Lee. She got a handball to her target. Pies go up towards half forward. Few of them sit under it. Falls in the lap of Xander. So she plays on quickly. It's a good kick as well to Emmond. She finds a bit of space here at centre half forward. She's got targets inside forward 50. It's a low darting ball. Not the best to kick, so and the Blues look like they're going to come away with it. Kick went over the head there of Kalevsky. The Jocq was let in. Did really well. Kept the ball out in front of her. Was wrapped up by Kalevsky. Got the handball out. It's about 35 metres out from the Collingwood goal. The Cosmo sitting around it for the Blues, but the umpire will cross herself and will have a ball up in the forward pocket for the Pies. They trail 2-3-15. The Blues 5-4-34. And I think we've got a blood rule here. Looks like Kalevsky coming off and Borg will come on. So stoppage in play at the moment. Creeping very, very close here to three-quarter time. About 18 minutes gone. And the umpire has called a stoppage on play. I think the Jocq as well is down. There's a few players down here. So
2 whistles means stop the clock.
Yep, that's right. Stop the clock with the 2 whistles, yes.
So I think it's the Jocq who's down here for the Magpies at the moment. Yeah, she's in the hands of trainers. So we're getting a stoppage on play inside the Pies forward 50. Katie, they've had to deal with this. The Blues have come out firing in this third quarter, but the Pies have just calmed things down a little bit now.
Absolutely, but I also think it's playing into Carlton's hands a little bit here. They've been able to scramble back defensively and been able to maintain their structure and not allow Collingwood any sort of sniff, particularly at goal. Carlton just have built themselves a real platform here, and they can't be content to just sort of rest on that. They're going to need to finish this game off strong. I think Collingwood, you have to have that respect for them as your opposition as we look to get back underway here.
Yep, thank you very much, Katie. Borg and King in the ruck there, as it has been for pretty much majority of the afternoon. The umpire has found a free kick there for, I think that is dangerous tackle, that motion. And the free kick will be taken by Klingbeil. As we've already mentioned today, incredibly busy. We'll get her numbers at three-quarter time.
Yeah, liked her game today, Liam. She's been fantastic.
Kick down the line to no one in particular. It just bounced in front of a couple of players, and there's a crunching tackle being laid there, and we're going to have a ball up, and we've just ticked into the 20th minute of the third quarter here, where Carlton lead by 19 points. So about a magnificent third quarter. As the ball's gone back in the air, Wilson got the ball off the bounce from the ruck tap. And once again, I'm going to say it again, the Liam Vertigan method of a free kick being pulled out here will come. That's a second or third stoppage in a row. She'll get sick of throwing it up here. Ball got the tap that time. Little quick handball that time came from Memon. Now Collingwood looked to come away with it. Harding had it, but now it's going to come away from Carlton, although it's been cut off that time. The mark's been taken by Di Matteo.
17 touches for Millie Klingbill so far today.
So definitely on track for a 20-plus day, as that's a nice mark going back with the fight there taken by Georgia Borg, who's been magnificent today for the ruck stocks of Carlton. She'll take a few steps off the mark. There's that woman again in Klingbeil. How many touches has Lawrence had so far today? She's had a busy quarter. I'll definitely be over that 10 mark. There was one out back there for Carlton if they got their kick forward inside their forward 50, but none coming towards. Coming away with it that time was Lee. And no one sitting under the ball here for Collingwood, although Hales comes out with it. She could have got a kick away, but no, couldn't quite. And that's nearly a legal disposal, umpire, but no, once again, none coming towards. And there's a siren. Three-quarter time. Had your hands throwing around there, Paul. Jeez.
It's either holding the ball or it's a sling or a holding. But anyway, three-quarter time, 5-4-34 the Blues, 2-3-15 the Pies. The Blues with 3 goals to zip in that third quarter. And Katie, disposal getters on the ground, goal kickers as well, and the main stats on the VFLW app. It's the Blues by 19 points at three-quarter time. Katie.
We shall start with the goal kickers for Carlton. Steph Lawrence leading the way with 2. Cowan, Wilson and Wood also with singles. For the Pies, their 2 goals coming through Djouk and my old VU Western Spurs teammate Chanel Camilleri. And on the stats sheet for the players for the Blues, contributors everywhere. Millie Klingbill, as we said, 17. Tommy Nicolau with 16 and Amelia Thornycroft with 13. For Collingwood, not many contributors, unfortunately. Tilly Sander playing a blinder with 19 touches. Georgia Ricardo with 12. And Djouk and Emmond with 11 apiece. Just some quick match stats here. 28 inside 50s to 19 in favour of the Blues. 53% possession toward the Blues. Mostly came in those last dying minutes. Collingwood able to get some back there, but that's the lead. That's the lead for the Blues as they really get themselves set up for a big final quarter and a big win.
They do indeed, Katie. And with that, we'll take a break here on VFLW.TV, WolfRadio.com, and 89.1 FM at the ground. It's the Blues leading it at three-quarter time by 19 points here at Icon Park. We'll be back right after this.
The commentary of the game you're currently listening to is from the volunteers at Women's Australian Rules Football Radio. Founded in 2014, WARF Radio is not just here to provide a professional call the women's game deserves, but also provide important experience for those wanting a career in sports media. If you're a past or present women's footballer or coach or a media student and you'd like to give football commentary a try, visit warfradio.com and click on volunteer. That's warfradio.com and click on volunteer.
No matter what your age, most of us played sport when we were young, and there was always one thing that made you want to disappear into the corner or even give up your chosen sport. And that was when somebody on the sideline hurled abuse at either you or a teammate or an official. These are things that make sports so painful for so many kids, and the time has come to stop it. I'm Usman Khawaja from the Australian cricket team. My message is a simple one. Let kids be kids. Let them enjoy their sport. Find out more at playbytherules.net.au.
You need to get a booster to stay up to date with your COVID-19 vaccinations. Boosters are now approved for everyone 16 years and older, 3 months after your second dose. Boosters increase your protection against becoming very sick or dying from COVID-19 and are available through your GP, pharmacist or other healthcare professional. Book your booster at australia.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Secure transmission for your ears only.
Good day. Today, more than 110,000 Australians live with a blood cancer. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to join the Leukemia Foundation and a crack team of registered shavers from around the country to kick blood cancer's tush. We call it Mission Possible. Sign up to shave at worldsgreatestshave.com. This ad will now self-destruct.
It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day.
That it is indeed here on the VFLW.TV live stream, wharfradio.com and 89.1 FM at the ground. It is the VFLW Round 6 clash between Carlton and Collingwood. I'm Paul Sebastiani, joined by Liam Vertigan, Katie Lambeski, and Jono Ben down on the boundary. He's in the huddles as well, but we'll get down to him. Jono, you got us?
Not there.
He's got us. He's
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, guys.
Jono.
Just listening to Tom Stafford's address. He's really happy with the things that they've been training on during the week. It's finally coming to fruition on game day. Very happy with Stephanie Lawrence's efforts as well.
Yep, and it is the Blues. She did kick 2 goals in that quarter to skip the Blues out to a 19-point lead. They're 5-4-34, the Pies 2-3-15. Both teams still in their huddles here at Icon Park as we get ready for final quarter action. Katie, what do the Pies need to do to come back into this one? It was an avalanche in that third term with regards to inside 50s and field position inside their defensive 50.
I think they just need more contributors. I think they just need more players to take that sort of accountability and responsibility. It's too much is relying on too few, I think, at the moment, while Carlton just have winners across every line at the moment. So ultimately, I think they've left themselves too much to do. I think the first goal is to just get the first goal on the board, I should say, of the quarter, and at least win the quarter, give yourself something to build on, and try to make Carlton think, try to put Carlton under pressure, and you never know what might happen, but it's a bit too much left to do here.
As much as Collingwood are obviously out there to win, Alan, do you think now it's a case of, given what's happened over the last sort of week, risk mitigation is probably just the big thing, just to mitigate the damage is probably the big thing coming into this quarter for them?
At the present stage, yeah, they only sort of like come back in the last 5 minutes of that quarter to do a little bit of dominance, but didn't sort of like capitalise on the scoreboard. Carlton, that quarter was dominated by Borg in the ruck. She was hovering around that half-forward line, got a lot of damage going towards inside 50 to Lawrence and a few that get those goals that they got in that quarter. But they've got to be just a little bit tighter, Collingwood, in relation to what they've got to do there. They're at the moment, not say hesitating, they're trying, but not getting the results.
So players are in position. Final term action underway here at Icon Park.
Thank you very much. Indeed it is. Borg won the tap to no one in particular, unfortunately, but Carlton will go forward for the first thrust inside forward 50 in this final quarter. Have Collingwood got enough numbers down there? You would think so. They're winning this contest, I reckon it's about 3-2, and they're going to try and come away with it, and they will this time. Hallett has the footy. She gave it to a teammate, and that was in Bowie. Kick is back towards the middle of the ground to no one in particular. A couple of players sliding in just to try and affect the contest. Here's Nicolau in the long slavers. Tries to kick over the top, and no one in particular got that footy in now. Edmund does. Kicks to the middle of the ground. It bounces over a couple of heads there. Doesn't really favour anyone except if you're in a navy blue jumper. And now coming away with it is Jarvis. Jarvis kicks short, and just getting into it before it goes on the bounce is Beard, and she'll settle it down, take a few seconds. She kicks down the line, but that's just found a yellow and... not yellow and black. Black and
what
yellow.
team are you watching?
Oh, no, oh, God, I thought I was watching Richmond for 1 second there. Don't
Big
mind
Jono
me.
just got excited down on the boundary.
Bowie's got the footy. She kicks down the line, went through the hands of her teammate and Hales. Nicolau affected that, and she'll win a free kick for a high tackle there. And she's been busy today. Went off in that third quarter in the hands of the trainers there at one stage. But she's all good now. She takes the kick. It was a good one too. And that should be another free kick for a high tackle there, but none coming towards for Klingbeil. Getting the footy there that time was Honeybun. She got the handball away to into the path of Beale, who runs onto it, tries to get it. He'll shrug the tackle of one. Handball's over the top to Wilson, and Wilson's not going anywhere, and the umpire will call for it, and we'll have a ball up about 55 out from the Carlton goal, and they're kicking to the Royal Parade end.
They are indeed. They are indeed, and it'll be this ruck contest that continues. Borg and King. King won the tap. Ball towards the middle of the ground to Cosmo. Won the one possession of the footy. Her handball was okay. Ended up in the lap of Robertson. Her kick up towards her inside 50 is a good one. And 35 metres out taking the mark is Wilson. She's got Honeybun to her right, but I think she's going to go back and have a shot here. Cowan at the top of the square for the Blues. Lawrence is there as well. Now Cowan makes a lead out to the space. She goes in that direction. over the head of King. Got the fist in, though. Pies let in here. Striding away is Weston. She got her kick away up towards a wing to Cosmo. Running back with the flight. Coming through for the Pies was Camilleri. She couldn't win possession of the ball. Gurr was in there for the Blues. She laid a good tackle on her opponent. Umpire hovering. It says that's holding the ball. You dove on top of it. And it'll be good Gurr to take the resulting free kick. Smack bang centre wing here at Icon Park. Out of side, it's the Blues 34. In front of the Pies 15. 5-4 plays 2-3. So Gurr, steady approach. Umpire calls her to go. Kick towards half forward. Not the best at kicks. Her target was Wilson. Didn't get there. Pies have got numbers, though. Ricardo with a kick over the head of Borg. Thornycroft did well to keep it in front of her. May have been ridden in the back. Umpire said it was okay. Hallett in there for the Pies, laying a tackle them. We'll have a ball up on the edge of the centre square. Out of side here at Icon Park. It's the Blues by 19 points.
The umpire's found a whistle
Plucked
as well.
the free.
It's going to go the way of the Magpies. Kick to the middle of the ground is a good one. Found a teammate there in Bowie. Bowie called to go, stepped off the line. That's a dangerous kick, went through the hands there of the Carlton defender. It affected what would have been a possible mark. Bork threw the body in there to try to affect the contest. Collingwood have gone inside forward 50. Now this could be good for them. They do need a mark here because that has gone the required distance. Who's crumbing at the foot of the ball? There was someone that was crumbing at the foot of the ball.
Zoe Allen.
It was Allen, thank you very much. And unfortunately it's gone through from behind. And they're now 2-3 or 2-4?
2-4, 16 to 5-4, 34, yes.
So if they can lock the ball in here and get a goal from this potentially, they are still well within reach. But for now, Carlton have got the possession of the footy, and they still do. The mark there has been taken by Murphy. Murphy on the defensive flank, kicks down the line. A couple of sets of hands on that footy. Bringing it down was Klingbeil. Gee, I reckon she marked that, but umpire didn't blow the whistle.
50-50 that one.
Oh, I reckon she brought it down. Alan agreed to disagree. Yeah. Kick inside the forward 50. Here we go. Potentially out the back here for Hales. Hales was there, but she's got about 3 or 4 Carlton defenders to try and beat. And now the umpire will call for it. Maybe not. He's going to hover. He does eventually call for it inside the forward 50. It's about 40 out from the Collingwood goal. They need the net. They need the first one of this quarter. Borg and King in the ruck. They just about fight a draw once again there. It's falling out the back here for Collingwood. No one can get their hands on it particularly just yet. Here comes a kick from Bowie. It was no good to anyone in particular, and now the ball is going to be... It's going to be a free kick. Holding the pill. Free kick to Collingwood. Oh, gee, could have had the kick there, or at least some sort of shot on goal. Rushed a little bit there. It's gone to the top of the square. Caitlin Besky's throwing hands in here. She's not happy with that. That could be holding the footy. That's a good tackle there by Hallett. Umpire is in the perfect position, and she's paid it.
Good umpiring, rewarding the tackler, rewarding the effort there. You just saw, though, that's the decision-making that has let Collingwood down at key times. I think going forward, they've just not quite made the most of their opportunities and just been bad kick selection, bad option selection there. But it's a badly needed shot on goal here and a badly needed goal. Demi Hallett coming in.
100%. She's on her approach. Kick is on the way. It's going to fall just short. And it's been touched through for a behind. Collingwood go to 2-5-17. Carlton a 5-4-34. We've gone 6 minutes in the final quarter. As Carlton waste no time in bringing the ball back out. The mark has been taken by Jarvis. Jarvis kicks down the line. And it just went through the hands of Jordan. We'll have a throw in. Just a little bit around from their defensive back flank. Broadcast side.
Good to see Juk back out there after being in the hands of trainers, particularly late in that third quarter.
Yeah, was waiting for her to come back on. Yep. She's been a very, very important figure inside forward 50 for the Pies, and they look like they're going to go inside forward 50 again from the Courants, just staying outside of the forward 50. The Jock in there, Hallett there as well. Boundary line's going to beat the ball, and we'll have it tossed in. Pies locking this one inside their forward half. Got the first 2 behinds of this quarter. So, from the restart, it'll be Matzer and Borg to do battle in the ruck. She's toiled away well all day, Borg. She's been one of the better rucks in the VFLW competition this season. Neal was eased over the boundary line. I think she smacked her head into the turf there. I reckon the umpire might call a stop on play. No, she's back up. She's okay. So, we'll have it tossed in. It'll be Matzer and Borg to do battle again in the ruck. Klingbeil around this one for the Blues. Thornycroft in there. Looks like Harding is working her way up into the stoppage as well. Ball tossed in. Matza had front spot at the contest. In there for the Blues was Robertson. She couldn't win possession. Being wrapped up was Klingbeil. She's wrapped up and thrown to the ground, and we'll have a ball up. Another stoppage here. Just the attacking side of the wing for the Magpies. They still trail. They're 2-5-17. The Blues 5-4-34. Got about 8 minutes into this final term, and the Pies are going to win the clearance. No good smother by Wood. Umpire has called a throw. I think it's going to go the way of the Pies. Yeah, it is indeed. So Harding will take the free kick. She's come on from the bench, and she's had an immediate impact there up at the stoppage. Her kick inside forward 50. Going up the one hand was Hales. Blues do well, though, defensively. Little handball out towards Murphy. She's got time and space. She's got a couple of Blues here. Klingbeil just left it. Doing well to call for the ball was Wilson. Klingbeil left it, and Wilson has taken the uncontested mark here on the defensive side of the wing. Her target, his ball goes up, takes a good mark. That's an important mark as well. She's got targets inside the middle here, does Borg. She just takes her time. Kick is not the great as it kicks. Coming through for the Blues there was Honeybun. She went in to lay a good tackle. Storer for the Pies, though. It's all Blues, it looks like. Jarvis all dropped what she should have taken. Lets the Pies in here now. Camilleri for the Magpies. Clearing kick up towards centre half forward to Cosmo for the Blues. Hales one out to Cosmo, laid a good tackle. She's trying to grip onto where she was legged. Umpire's going to call advantage. The Pies are going to get a flag shot, a goal through Hales, and it's game on. It is game on here at Icon Park. 3-5-22. The Blues 5-4-34, and Katie Lambeski, that is reward for effort.
Absolutely, absolutely. They've been knocking forward, putting Carlton under pressure in these last few moments, have Collingwood exactly what they needed to do and exactly what they needed in this game as well. Big, big goal and potentially a big, big moment in this game, Alan.
They've taken half the quarter at the moment with the pressure. They've been pushing it on all the time. Carlton are struggling to keep it there, but Collingwood keep persisting.
So, it's an 11-point margin. We're about halfway through this final quarter. Boy, gee, it might be an absolute ring-a-ding-ding of a finish as the ball's back in the middle. Borg and King in the ruck. King, I think, just got her hands to it. Carlton are going to try and bring this ball away. It's on more or less their side of the centre square, although the umpire's called for it. We're going to have a ball up. I think the left of screen might be the scoring end of the day. Majority of the action has happened down there, although Borg might have something to say about that as she was wrapped up in the tackle. She got the handball away, but only to a Collingwood jumper. But now Carlton settle down. They'll go forward once again. Now here's a chance to get the 6 points back. It's a kick to the top of the square. How does it bounce?
Wrong way.
Correct. Well said, Alan. Through to the left, through for behind. 5-5-35. Now Carlton 3-5-23. The Magpies, and we've gone 10 minutes in the final quarter here at Icon Park as Carlton bring the footy back into play. Target was found there that time. They're going to bring it out to this outer side, although there's just nothing there except a couple of navy blue jumpers, and they're going to go inside 450 once again, but there that time, none coming towards them. It looked like the mark was taken there by Lee. She's got the footy deep in the back flank. She kicks down the line, and it's a good one too. They can build from here, the Magpies, although they just need a little bit of more movement forward of the ball here. There's a couple of short leads on. One of them there was from Neil, but she couldn't quite get her hands around the footy properly. She's still in there trying to hold up the Carlton attack, and they're going to go forward once again. Build had the footy, but she was dispossessed by that woman again in Neil. And now she'll go again, or third or fourth time, fourth effort there. Really well done. Kicks back towards the middle of the ground. And the mark has been taken there that time by Abby Jordan.
No, go for it, mate. All yours.
Mark has been taken by Honeybun. Handballed over the top to that woman in Klingbeil. A magnificent day out for her. And she's found a teammate here this time. And it is taken by Brett. A little bit of cramp there by the looks of it. It's definitely warmed up down there, you would think. So it's Brett with the footy. She'll kick from around 40 out as Georgia Ball comes to the ground for a rest. So that could give Collingwood the ruck advantage for a couple of minutes of time as Brett's on the approach. Kicker's on the way, got a good little bit of purchase on it. I'll tell you what, nearly carries the pack, but they're in the last line of defence. Collingwood stand up strong there. And they'll bring it back out. And the mark has been taken there that time by Ricardo.
Height advantage in the square then.
Yeah, absolutely. Ricardo brings the ball out a little bit wider, and the mark has been taken by Bowie. She plays on straight away, gets a bit of an arc, kicks back towards the middle of the ground. They don't get a mark there, went through about 4 sets of hands, and now they could be on out the back. De Jocque is the main target there. It goes past her. She wraps up the Carlton attacking, or the defender there, I should say. This is a dangerous time here for Carlton. Collingwood are pressing and pressing hard, but do they do well there? Although, going back with the flight of the ball, they're taking a magnificent mark there is Xander. And Xander will give Collingwood the chance to reset and go again. She'll get called to go in a second. She does now. Xander ends up a little bit of a spiral.
Torpedo kick.
Yeah, exactly right. Went through the hands there.
Going to be a mark as well.
Gee, put the head down for half a second. The mark has been taken by Hales. I tell you what, they are not gone by any stretch of the imagination. Here are the Magpies. If this goes through, we've got one hell of a finish coming up. So,
already kicked one goal.
She has indeed. Hales on the approach. She's got enough carry on it, I think. No, just falls short. Once again, last line of defence sort of stuff there from Carlton. Saves another 6 points on the board.
Just needed a bit more of a contest there by Juk to try and force the issue, try to maybe even send that through. Collingwood look to build the pressure here through.
So mark taken by Matza. And the Pies are building here. Time the only enemy at the moment. So Matza, she's 40 metres out. She thumps this one towards goal. It's just going to go across the face of the shot.
Bad luck.
Just couldn't take the mark, and it's through for one behind. So 3-6-24. Carlton 5-5-35. They'll take the resulting kick in.
Handy point, perhaps. Or either, they need to make use of this now. Continue to put the pressure on.
So Build takes the resulting kick in. She's got a couple of targets. Borg was one of them. Went over the top of the contest. Thornycroft was in there for the Blues. Maybe taken high by Emmond. Umpire probably didn't see it. Hallett was in there. We're going to have a stoppage just outside the forward 50 for the Magpies. They trail by 11 points, but they've done all the attacking in this final term. Probably about 5 minutes or so remaining in this game. King won the tap down. Hallett trying to barge her way through the stoppage. Got a handball towards Emmond. Foul towards Xander. She gets a high floating kick inside forward 50. The goal kicker Hales was there. The shock stepped around her opponent. Threw it on the boot. Kicked the goal. 5 points the margin. 4-5-29. Sorry, 4-6-30. The Blues are 5-5-35. De Jocque gets her second, and she deserved that, Katie. She's been fantastic all day.
As presented, and just given Collingwood a focal point when she's been on the ground, making use of opportunities to exactly what Collingwood needed. A massive final 5 minutes coming up here. Alan, what do you think?
Xander there with those couple of spiral kicks into the forward line then, and with Collingwood in front, capitalising and getting another goal.
So, we're going to have a nice, exciting finish to end up here. There's a little under 5 minutes to go, and it's a 5-point margin. Katie might have been right in the handy point prediction. Boy, gee. The left-hand side of screen is the scoring end, definitely in this second half. Borg is back in the ruck for Carlton. That's huge. She won't have another rest, you would imagine. She had her chop out. Collingwood are going to go forward once again. Neil was the first to the footing in the back. Oh, boy, gee, they're going to go inside forward 52. Now they're going to need players to present. Neil's going to get the free kick for 2. Oh, she's had a very good last quarter. There's been a few leads. A couple on short. Went through the hands of one. De Jocque is there to get the footy. She'll be happy to wrap that up and hold it in, you would imagine. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And the ball is about 40 out, 35 out maybe even from the Collingwood goal. As the ball is tossed straight back in the air. No mucking around now. This is going to get really, really strenuous and really, really exciting. Neil got the handball over the top to Goulbourne.
Is that in the back?
Oh, the non-officiating umpire has pinned it out. It's a free kick.
How's the umpire here not called it?
He left it to the ongoing umpire coming through. That's the reason why.
The umpire's like a good handball off as well sometimes.
Goulbourne goes short. It bounces short of Neil. Alan made his feelings known about that kick once again. They go forward a little bit more. That Harding, and the mark has been taken by Michaela Harding. They're coming home like a strong northerly breeze here, Collingwood. I don't know if that's the best saying to throw out there, but I went with it.
There's no breeze, they've told us that.
Oh, well, we had one blowing in here before, so it's picked up a little bit. Harding, directly in front. Has she got enough on the kick? It's going to fall just short. It's touched through for a behind. 4:7:31 to Collingwood. Carlton 5:35. 17 and a half minutes gone. Final quarter. We've got 2.5 minutes to go, Paul.
We do indeed, and it'll be Gert. This is probably the most pressure she's been under in a kick in her life, I think. So, Gert, they are under siege here, the Blues. Can they hold on, or will Collingwood come over the top? Gert with a thumping kick outside defensive 50. Neil sat under it. Set a fist with there. Lawrence, she kicked 2 goals in that important third term. Handball by Robinson to Lawrence. Gets a clearing kick in front. He's Honeybun. She took the mark. Took it on the second bite. Blues trying to stream back. Thornycroft, she slipped as she was going to call for the football. Honeybun with a kick up towards Cowan. She won possession of the ball. Handballed it out in front of her. Borg was there for the Blues. So was Lee for the Magpies. Cowan went back in there, grabbed it. Her kick was smothered. Borg went in there and picked it up. She was wrapped up as soon as she won. An important stoppage for the Blues. And they can lock it up towards their forward half. It'll be tossed in just the attacking side of the wing for Carlton. They lead at 5:35 to 4:7:31.
Borg's not watching.
So from the restart, Lawrence won the handball back, clearing kick up towards half forward. Cowan there for the Blues. They win possession here. Handball was okay. Wilson's going to get wrapped up as soon as she wins the football. Went back into lay a tackle, but she got her opponent high. And now the Pies can go here off half back.
This could be the one last chance they have. There's about 90 seconds to go. Short kick went through the hands of Xander. Carlton's inside forward 50. Can Collingwood find one last little push forward? The time might just start be going against them now as we tick into nearly the last minute of play. Here you go, Carlton through Honeybun. Handballs over the top to Wood. Wood inside forward 50. It went past Neil. They've got numbers back here, Collingwood. They might be out on the Princess Park outer side of the ground. Dejouk might have to run one out on 2. She got past one of them. Nearly picked up the footy. They need a stoppage here. Collingwood to try and figure out something. Oh, they might have a sniff here. Ball's about 55 out. Here is Hales over the top to Camilleri. Kick towards goal. Is off. Oh, it's offside. Through for a behind.
You're going to fall off that seat in a minute.
4:8:32 Collingwood. Carlton at 5:35. I think they might just survive, and they do.
Needed that a little bit straighter the kick to get that goal in.
Oh, by gee.
Blood pressure's gone up there.
What a finish to this contest. It is the Blues who hang on. They hang on by the skin of their teeth. 5:35 the Blues to the Pies. 4:8:32. Katie Lambeski. What a finish to that game. The Pies came home like a steam train, but the Blues just hang on.
Unbelievable. Collingwood left it all out there today, threw everything that they could in that final term. Carlton held firm in those final few minutes. They were just able to force some stoppages, buy some time off the clock, which looking back was just so key to this, holding on by 3 points. Well-deserved result on the balance of things, but what a remarkable effort by Collingwood in that final quarter.
It was indeed, and considering what they'd been through in the last week, to come out and,
100%.
It was all out for them in that third term. The Blues had got on top and got a 3-goal margin at three-quarter time, and they came home with a wet sail. But it is the Blues who prevail for their second win of the season. Carlton winning it by 3 points at the end of the day. And Katie, you've got the goal scorers and all the leading stat getters for this game.
Goal scorers for Carlton will start there. Stephanie Lawrence with 2, Cowan, Wilson and Wood all with singles as 1. Dejouk with 2 for Collingwood, and Camilleri and Hales 1 apiece for the Pies. And with the stats count with the players, it is for Carlton, Klingbeil with 21, Nicolau with 19, and Bild with 16, all leading the way, particularly Bild in our final quarter. Collingwood, Xander leading the way with 16, Harding as well, Michaela Harding with 16, and Georgia Ricardo with 16 as well. The stats with Carlton leading inside 50s, 34-27, shaded possession 51% to 49%, just getting their hands on the footy enough to get a remarkable result here at Icon Park.
Jono's ready, I think, down on the ground.
Yes, Jono down on the boundary. You've got Amelia Klingbeil with you.
I do indeed. Amelia Klingbeil, what a close finish. But what a day. You said to me before we came on air, the sun is beat down, and glad there's no, I guess, extra minutes to play in this game, eh?
Yeah, I think we all put it all on the line. That's why everyone's buggered that last 4 minutes. We really gave it everything. As you can hear, everyone's stoked about it. But yeah, a couple more minutes and yeah, it would have been a bit more nervy. But happy it finished when it did.
At the halftime break, you guys were the last to get inside your rooms. What was the message, I guess, in the huddle there? Because it seemed to fire you girls up, and it worked ultimately.
Yeah, we just said we're doing a really good job. We're playing by our game. We're playing the way we want to, and we've been doing well like the whole game. We've just got to keep at it for the next half, and hopefully more goals will come.
You can see how much this means to the group, a win over the arch rivals. On to next week with a bit more optimism.
Yeah, we're super excited. Yeah, 3 losses. We had our heads down a little bit. We really wanted to get a win this week, and Collingwood's such a great team, so to get a win over them is, really gives us a lot of confidence going forward.
Awesome. Amelia Cleanville, thanks so much for joining us on WolfRadio.com.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jono, doing fine work down there on the boundary. It was the Blues who were victorious in the end by 3 points, and they get in a huddle, sing the song for the second time this season. And Katie, look, obviously the Pies were depleted clearly, but I think it's a massive performance from Collingwood. Obviously, you don't accept the loss, but to come home the way they did, it'd give Chloe McMillan I think it'd keep her happy, given that they were able to mitigate the damage that was happening in that third term, and they almost pinched it at the end.
They were able to respond, I think, which is all you can really ask for. And you can accept getting beaten you can honestly accept getting beaten at the end of the day. It's more the effort that you put in. It's the manner in which you lose, and they went out on their shield today. They gave everything they had out there, and I think warm conditions, particularly as the game got on, we know we had players only clear isolation only middle of the week, so the recovery in that as well, it's going to take it out of you. So brave, noble effort as the song is sung loud and proud by the Blues. But fair play to them. Carlton, they needed that. They needed that today if they were going to have any hope of finals. They've given themselves a platform now. They get themselves to a 2-4 record. Bigger challenges ahead for them in the coming weeks, but remarkable win.
And Alan, we'll go through the best plays as well. But Alan, your final thoughts on the game?
Both teams were falling on their feet towards the end of the game. The last quarter sort of like took the toll on both teams. I think probably a little bit more on Collingwood's point of view. They were attacking 75% of the quarter. Couldn't quite get the length in their kicks, and that's being a little bit tired, I think, towards the end. They had the opportunities. I think they had 3 kicks into the goal square. We were blocked by the Carlton defending down there. So from their point of view, Carlton, that was a great effort all day. Their back line, especially after quarter time, I felt was more dominating than the Collingwood back line. But Collingwood kept on going, even though, as we know, they were depleted a little bit, but they kept on.
Liam, best on ground for today?
I would give it to Amelia Klingbeil.
Yep.
She was magnificent, I thought.
Yep.
But that third quarter of Stephanie Lawrence went a long way as well for Carlton to win the game.
Katie, best on?
I'm going to go with Tommy Nicolau.
Yes. Best on ground for you?
I'd go for Mikolo there, but I thought Xander done very, very well from the point of view. She was attacking all the time. She probably stands out a little bit more with the helmet there. But then again, I think it was one of the girls we used to call early in the year. She had that flary Foss hair with the blue rinse through. I think one of the girls said it was fairy floss. It looked like with her there. But as I said, wasn't much between the two. I thought they were both there. As I said, the helmet sort of like stuck out like a sore tooth for her getting in under the pack. A lot of the times she was trying like hell.
So best on ground for me, I think I'm going to go with Amelia Klingbeil. I thought her clearance work